静かに幕は切り落とし覚醒の夜明けに青い炎を僕らは負けを知らない弱さを抱きしめ歩いた新しい木まで時代を刻め静かに幕は切り落とし覚醒の夜明けに青い炎を守りたいあなたに出会えるその日までは優秀な日より目の前の敵を愛して他には何もなくてここから見渡した景色全部まとめて連れてってあげるさ離さないでずっと鳴りやまぬラブのメロディー
Because she got a great ass! And you got your head all the way up it.
Hello.
Did you not even download that Eduru and Eduru video?
Yeah,
You played it on YouTube.
I played it off of YouTube. I played it off of YouTube.
Hello. That was
Hello.
Good screaming, everybody.
Irene's here.
Hello.
We're all here, everybody. Welcome to the show. The Creative Block once again is here. It's Thursday nights. Thank you guys, all the blockheads in the chat. Good to see you guys. I'm sure we're gonna have more trickling in. We pushed it back a little bit because Dark Gip's doing his cockfight over on his channel, and but then we pushed it forward again because Mr. Jake is one of his auctions is ending in 20 minutes.
Yes, the Chungus Brothers auction was artfully timed. The cover one already finished, and someone attempted to snipe the cover, the digital cover one.
Yes.
Guys, when you snipe, putting a thing that's like just a little bit higher than
I know.
people put in pre-bids, right? So
Yeah, it doesn't tell you what the actual bid is at until you overcome it.
Mm-hmm.
So
yeah,
sniping on eBay is not really a thing anymore. So if you guys are gonna bid on this, the Chungus Brothers, legally distinct characters, a new amalgam of such, the dominant meme.
they're just like bowls of seed oils. They're RFK's #1 enemy.
Yes.
You know, they look like a salt and pepper shaker to me.
Oh my goodness.
Oh my god, can you imagine 3D printed Chungus Brothers salt and pepper shakers?
It would be so easy to do. We just have to get someone to sculpt it.
Buy it unironically and use it.
You have to start selling that. That's brilliant.
Yes. Yeah, I might need these designs sent off to a sculptor. That would be great.
Just use AI. Don't give the work to a human. Just kidding. I don't know.
That would be the ultimate trash. Get an AI. You can get AIs that make 3D models now. Just get an AI to make the 3D model.
Get it the Chinese AI to do it, and then you'll have rip-off salt and pepper shakers in China on like Temu.com for like 10 times cheaper.
I for Christmas I'd seen one of like that they have like mugs, but it says it's made out of a crystal, and I'm like, man, that's cool. My sister will love that, and I bought it. And it's just like resin, but then someone painted it. It's like someone fucking spray painted a resin thing. And I'm like, fuck. I'm like, I'm not giving this to her. He'll poison her and kill her and she'll die. Like, I'm going to give her advanced Temu cancer if she even drinks from this.
The resin's fine. You know.
Just eat the resin itself. In the future, we'll do that. We'll 3D print meals. But yeah.
Yeah, they're 3D printing meat and everything.
Yeah.
Campbell's here. He says they look like bowling pins. That's right. Best looking bowling pins you'll ever see. So that's here. The link is pinned to the top of the chat, guys. We got 18 minutes on it. So if you guys would go over here, check it. This is original hand-drawn art all the way from jolly old England. And it'll be shipped to you.
You'll be bummed if you don't have it. Angela, you better be watching.
Yeah, where is Angela?
Ready to swoop in.
Do I have to message Angela directly?
Yes.
Because I will.
You just message Angela. Angela, please. Please.
You don't understand.
Because it's completely
word.
big. I suppose I could have sent Angela like a direct link at some point. I've been so busy. I have not paid attention to these auctions. I've been very bad.
I'm gonna send you a link right now.
When I complain, when people say like, Jake, you don't stream anymore, like this last couple of weeks would have been the time to stream, but I've been so busy.
It would be, but now we're here. But it's better for everybody that wants this because there's only 9 bids on it.
I think it went from 9 to 11.
Is that true? Just now?
No.
If it doesn't go up, an angel dies. Watch out. That happens to eBay too.
Oh no! Okay.
God damn it!
Oh.
I just had those 2 numbers linked in my head. No, I think there was 11 bids on the last one. Yeah.
Oh, okay, cool. Yeah.
Jake's been up all night.
I do want 800 sumo viewers. Alex says, Jake, your mic sucks. Laptop?
Yeah, I'm on an iPad. Is it that bad?
No,
I don't think it's that bad, but
no,
it's bad though.
It's better than Narwhal's mic.
Oh crap!
I'm
gonna buy a new mic because I made a YouTube video last week, and I put fair amount of time into it. It took 2 days.
Yeah,
and everyone can check it out too. It's like a decent vid. What is it? Now I forget what it's about though. But
liminal spaces.
Liminal spaces.
I watched it.
Oh, thanks. Yeah, but so the audio is like not the greatest though, wouldn't you say?
I thought it was fine.
Okay. Well, anyway, I think I got to buy a better mic if I really want to try and invest in YouTube and making some.
A good mic,
get pretty good ones.
Investment.
How much do they cost? If a good one is low end.
Like mine's maybe 100, and it's pretty good. Shay uses the same one.
Dude,
Yeah, like
Yeah,
I-
your guys' sound fine to me.
This
For some
one-
reason, mine was like $20 at Walmart, and it is terrible. It like peaks no matter what, or it's way too quiet. There is no middle ground.
the one
This
I'm
is-
using,
Gotta invest.
it lights up. It comes with this boom thing that you hook up to your
comes.
desk and the little cough thing. I don't know how great I sound right now, but I just got another one of these for work, and it was like $40 on Amazon.
Oh,
Son of a gun.
So,
Yeah,
I don't know if
someone's better
similar
than
to
mine.
what I have too.
Dropped. I think it's similar to yours.
Yeah, I think it's the same one as well. Yeah, that's a pretty good low end one.
Starts with an
It's
F.
not even. It's like 80 or so, 80 to 100 actually.
Yeah, see, you can trust Camel.
Normally.
Oh damn.
This is the one I usually use, but it's not set up right now. And it's just a high quality shotgun mic that goes through a sound desk.
What is that?
Um,
What's the
Huh?
rope?
Look,
You have like
that's
a
my mic. That's the
like
one
a-
I usually use. It's just a shotgun mic set
What-
really low.
is that a cord?
Yeah, this is an XLR cable. So this goes into the sound desk.
I thought that was
this
like a
is
talk
That's
box.
fancy.
Look,
Oh,
this
I
is the
have
Go
I
Alexa.
have
This
some of
is-
that.
This
Oh,
is
God,
the
maybe I
thing
should
with the
try that.
buttons I press to make the sound effect.
Damn, that is
It plugs into this
Wonderful.
like it's a whole proper soundboard with like
yeah.
equalizers. But yeah, so I think this was like 500 gay British pounds
Wow.
like 10 years ago. So it's an NTG3B
Yeah.
for black. But
I have one of
Mhm.
those that I never use, but it's for filmmaking, and I think I could hook it up to my computer, but it just would be ungainly. But maybe I can try that, or I can use that for the YouTube vids at least.
this is most certainly that was pretty obscene. What
That was pretty
the-
obscene. I agree.
I thought he
No.
meant the price of the mic, but
No,
No.
no more of that.
no.
Uh,
If anything could describe this mic novel, it's ungainly. It's
It is-
definitely stupid. You
it
should
is
just
the
spend
mask,
$40 and get one of
Snuggie.
Phil's.
This is a custom headed mask. It's actually Arcade from Marvel, and then he's got a custom mask head on. But I have that cool Mezco mask now. So I mean, this guy's been on here, and then I got the other one on the display. But
That
Bancroft
one
wouldn't
ride
know.
the back of the Colombian mask.
I guess so. I'd bring him to the studio. Yeah, he could
He can
piggyback
piggyback.
right on it. That's right. Yeah, Bancroft wouldn't know anything about the mask. He refuses to watch the film.
It's not small. Yeah,
Disgusting.
it's not small.
Well, even
You
I've
don't
seen it.
want this proportion. You do not want this kind of proportion on your, like.
Oh,
the
no.
Pool cue, you don't want a pool cue. You actually want to focus on girth.
Focus.
You
Yeah,
want a
need
Coke
to
can more than a
train.
pool cue.
You really have to train and focus on that, like One
Train.
Punch Man trains. That type of stuff.
He breaks through his limiter, which I guess applies even more so to.
Exactly. But we're here, guys. We're going to be talking about hurting your characters, and we'll get into that later in the show. But if you guys haven't seen the show before, which I'm sure all you guys have, thank you guys for being here. Talk about creating, writing, comics, creative talk, and tools of the trade, I guess, tricks, stuff that we've learned recently, stuff that we love to explore in our creative endeavors. We all make comics. And if you guys are looking for any of the links to support our books or to read the stuff that we have, it's down below. And we should probably start putting our Global Comics leaks down there as well. That's something that I forgot to do. But we're also on Global
Good
Comics.
idea.
You guys,
I need to make a website now because I have more than one thing to direct anyone to. Because
right?
I have Connell Preview, the first 8 pages, has been on Global Comics for a week as of today. It's already reached over 2,000 views within the first week.
yeah,
I was
it's insane.
very happy. It hit that like a day or two ago.
Nice.
It's crazy. People just go read it. Tell me what you think. Noel thought it was pretty 3D.
Oh yeah,
It's 3D. Yeah, check this out. We got a bunch of stuff over here. You guys could just type in, what is it, Edgehog?
No. Phil, you don't have to type in shit. Don't type in anything. Just scroll down. Scroll down until you get to the crowdfunding section. You'll just see the cover. Like Connell comes up on the
Look at
front
this.
page.
This is cool. Popular on Global Comics.
You're right there. You look.
That's
Phil,
insane.
Right
I didn't even notice that.
That's cool.
I don't think I've ever looked at the front page of Global Comics, to be honest.
Well, so I think
crazy.
I'm going to send him an email with a bunch of suggestions. I kind of think they should go in a similar direction to. You want audience interaction, right? I think you want users to kind of like take pride in their profile.
For sure.
Like took a direction where people kind of like gussy up their profiles, but even things like adding achievements for like pages read or how many books are on your shelf, as it were.
Yeah, because Audible does that. Like hours listened to books, you get a stupid little achievement that means absolutely nothing, but it gamifies it and makes your audience feel like you've achieved something.
But even giving users keep scrolling. Even giving users like a more gussied up profile where like they can put their favorite books that are on their shelf. There it is. They could display like their favorite books on their own profile. You know what I mean? Like you can have favorite games on Steam.
Yeah, that's true. That's really smart.
I think they should gamify the user experience a little bit more just to get people involved and let people add a little bit of a cosmetic flair where they're showing off, where it's based around showing off and sharing the comics too.
I wonder how much more work they would have to put in to be able to have a friends list on there where it's like, we know each other in real life. We could be friends on Global Comics and then suggest titles to each other.
Mm-hmm. But they have following there is a kind of social media layer to Global Comics because you can comment on books and you can leave reactions to books.
Yeah.
Did you guys see on the most recent Your Boy Zach video? He was scrolling Kickstarter and there was a book called Tiny Dracula.
No.
Tiny Dracula?
No, but is that like a
big
kid Dracula or is he like this big?
Well, isn't just everyone's reaction no matter what? It's just a really good title. I don't know. Everyone gets very curious about how big Dracula actually is in it. And he clicked on the campaign and he couldn't confirm. It didn't even look like Dracula was drawn on the pages they showed. So we don't know.
Bad marketing.
What was that
it is
propaganda that said it wasn't at 2,000 views?
It said, it says...
It's outdated.
1,500. All right.
Okay, well, it says 2K on the app. Great. Oh well.
But look, dude, this place has so much. They got Doom Patrol, which this is some of my favorite DC stuff. Grant Morrison's Doom Patrol. It's a pretty long run, fun stuff. Jupiter's Legacy, really good. Mark Miller, Frank Quitely book. They got Ghost
Tiny
Machine
Dracula on there.
I don't think Tiny Dracula's on here.
I want to read Tiny Dracula. Is he like this?
Yeah, let's just keep talking about Tiny Dracula. It made me think what else can be tiny because I want to make some tiny books.
Frankenstein.
Tiny banana. You need a tiny banana to go with the huge banana.
Tiny banana.
Yeah, but it doesn't quite have the ring to it as Tiny Dracula. Tiny Dracula is the best thing that can be tiny. I don't know whether stuff can be tiny.
Maybe Tiny Dracula, when you see him, he's regular size, and then you're like, oh, he must have a tiny banana.
I bet they have some Dracula comics on here. But this is cool. We got Jake's on the front page, crowdfunded. For some reason, the Laws pages is on the front page, which is
that's great.
Doesn't make any sense.
Popular. Go into your stats and do a deep dive to see it. On the back end,
5,000.
they let you see how many pages are read, how many unique readers you have. It's great. They really give you a lot of information too, which I'm sure the audience is very interested in. Please tell us about the granular minutia of uploading a piece of content to a
this is the reason this is so large is because we already have a bunch of titles in here. Even this isn't even public. This Masquerade strip, people can't even read that. I don't even know why they could see this, but
it's there for you, right?
Yeah, maybe it's just here for me. But yeah, we have a bunch of pages are here. So obviously, the more pages that you have on the site, the more views you have. Is the shelves? I guess that's like when you are a reader on here, you could favorite books to like put them
Yes.
on your shelf to read later.
Well, that's what I mean about the Steam profilification of people's profiles on here, because everyone has their own profile.
Yes,
If your
yeah,
shelf could be lit visually, they already have all of the icons and artwork for the books, right? But like,
right.
if they made it their shelf on the user's profile look like a shelf, not like an actual photo, but
Look at this.
but go on the Bimbo
That's
Town one at the beginning and just see exactly how many views the Bimbo Town one has.
Oh, this will just take me right in. It's
Oh.
hard. It's hard to actually like get to the page.
Yeah, true.
Let's see. Kobe. There's shout outs to Camaro. There's testaments on there. Kobe.
5 minutes on the Chungus Brothers, guys.
Here it is.
Angela, you better get ready with your life savings.
Kobe.
I'm only joking.
I did send her the link to go look at.
I think it's
directly
TFS, not TTS. Although tits would have been better.
TFS.
Yeah.
I just want the profile.
Yeah. See.
I don't know how to find it. Well, sorry.
There are places you want to go, but if you're on mobile and you clicked on it, it would pull up the mini profile
Yes.
first.
Look, creators to follow. There's us. That's cool. Yeah, everybody go over here, support the site if you guys are avid comic readers, and we have all of our stuff on here. Let me pull up this bad boy. We could talk about we got 3 minutes left, guys. If you guys want
snipers, time for snipers to take their orders. Let's go.
Yes. If you guys are sniping, go grab this. Before we get into it, I want to thank Camara for the 1 Zaid Comics membership. Let me scroll up so you got that. Cyborg Valkyrie, shout outs. Got the membership. Awesome. You now have access to a bunch of emojis, and that masquerade strip that I was just talking about is up for all channel members on the YouTube channel here.
Sai now has full access to Phil's goods.
Nope, let's not say that. Global Comics feels like the future of how comics will be read.
If they socialize the user experience a bit more in a similar way to Steam, they'll start turning their readers into promoters, and then it can explode. Like, it's a shame you can't directly buy a book and it's not just a PDF. You buy it to own on the platform, because then you could gift friends comics on there, like you can gift friends games on Steam.
Yeah, that would be awesome. Yeah, because I don't know if you guys have it, but you could sell PDFs through there as well. Do you have yours on there, Irene? Like, people could actually purchase the PDF from there? Because I know you have that available on your site.
Yeah, I actually don't have that on my site. I have a digital version of the comic embedded in the site, and it's actually pretty cool. You guys should check it out, because I made it that way instead of a PDF, because you can see the pencils and inks in layers in the way I built the reader. But yeah, I'm planning on having a PDF as well, because I might as well. I am fine with digitizing comics, but they do indeed have a digital PDF download. And I actually think, I might be wrong, but Global Comics auto-generates a PDF from the files you upload. I think they can do that.
Yes. Yeah, I'm pretty sure they're able to do that.
Yeah, it's cool.
1 minute and 30 seconds, Jake.
Whoa!
I'm looking forward to seeing it not change.
Not change.
Come on, everybody.
No.
If it doesn't change, it's Angela's fault. We're blaming Angela for this.
Someone's gonna snipe. No one sniped.
It could snipe. Look at this.
It says.
Look, it just went up.
Oh,
Oh, there we go.
Someone
10.
sniped it for
All right,
3.
now starts the sniping war. There's a back and forth here. We just went up to 10 bids, $92. Can we get it to $100?
There have been eBay bids, auctions for like freaking full sets of Pokemon cards in binders that I've sniped in the last 10 seconds. But I usually put in a number that's really high just so I can try and like completely defeat whoever is loaded in their bid from like a week ago.
Pro
Okay,
tips.
30 seconds. Snipe in 4 seconds. It's the only way to win a snipe.
Yes, that'll go over
feels
well.
really good. When you do a last minute, GBP is gay British pounds.
Yes.
Yeah,
it's lower than the US dollar.
Well, no, it's worth more, Phil. It's not...
Right, but I don't want to own up to that.
No, the number is smaller.
So
That means it's
Well,
worth.
it's a small. Hey, let's see.
Ended.
Look at no nudity here and similar items. I appreciate that.
It's great. All those weird Japanese magazines have gone. There we go. That person did snipe it at that time. Congratulations, whoever it was.
You got it.
Because I'm not on my computer, I can't even don't even have the possibility of doxing you right now.
Yep.
But yeah, congratulations. It began in 8, and then it's ***3, and that's public information. So 8 ***3, who they bid 69 GBP about 6 days ago.
Is that could we confirm or deny that that's Angela Curry? I like my headcanon. Angela got it. You know.
Yeah, that's my well. Whoever did get it, you can dox yourself in the chat.
There you go. Awesome. Well, there you go. That's one of my favorite drawings from you, Jake. I love that.
I wonder why.
Of course it would be.
I like that one. We got Reese in the chat. I got a Happy New Year postcard from Zaid Comics earlier. Thanks, boys. Yeah, no problem, man. Been sending those out. Even Jake got his, and I actually sent him the wrong one.
I finally got one. No. The address is correct, but
right,
and it's a sticker.
Right.
But then underneath the address,
yes,
this address is like the printed one, and the printed one is like just a completely fake address with a fake name. You put Jake Hampton.
Here's what happens. If there's any Jake Hamptons in the chat, I'm sorry. Your card went to Jake because I thought his last name was Hampton, even though his real last name starts with.
His last
name. I knew it sounds similar. That starts with the same letter.
He's pulling a bit. The address is like.
Don't say the address. I know it's a weird address, but that was
Trail 19.
So don't say the address.
Don't say it. It could be someone's real address.
Yeah. So what we did is we just printed on the postcards the addresses of our backers and people that have backed from certain stuff. So I thought that was yours.
Well, I do apologize then because I actually thought you were joking.
No, that's
so you just
happened.
Silly.
And then I re-stickered it because I thought you used some like weird PO box or something. So I'm gonna have to send out Jake Hampton's. Shout outs to Jake Hampton. But I did have another one of yours that was going to the UK, but I just
you should send that one too.
Now everybody gets one, and most people don't get any. So yeah.
It says, Jake, thanks for all the encouragement over the past few years, the support, and always making us laugh. Mm-hmm. I hope one day you will consider coloring a piece for us, winky face with the tongue out.
Yeah. I forgot to add no homo at the end of that.
And also for free.
Yeah.
I think it's better without the no homo. I like the implied full homo.
All homo? Shelby says all I got was mad disrespect. That's right, Shelby. You didn't get a postcard. It's true.
Shelby's got.
You should start writing full homo on things, Phil.
Whole homo. Yeah, it is
Homo.
2025. Yeah, you're the only person I know named Jake.
That would
Cook
be
Reed's got his.
Jake. I don't know many Jakes either.
Yo, what's
there
up,
was
Jamie?
one.
It is
There was
rare.
only one other Jake in my school,
Was there?
and I never interacted with them.
I feel like Jake is. Jake from State Farm. I feel like Jake's a British name.
It's literally not. I was named after an Australian. Jack is the British version of Jake.
That's what I was thinking of.
And my
Oh,
dad
that's why
wanted to
everyone
name-
thinks you're Australian. That makes sense now.
I'm actually named after an Australian that my mom knew. But yeah, my Jack is. My dad wanted to call me Jack, and my mom was like, "Jack, I'm not calling my son Jack. I know what I'll do. I'll call him Jake. That's so different."
Really got him. We got Jay Ryan in the chat. What's up, Jay? I hope you hang out for the show, buddy. Good to see you.
No.
Where's Angela? Why don't you message Angela and ask her where she's at? All right.
Well, the auction's over now, so
That's true.
well.
Tell her not to show up. Don't watch the show.
Angela should have bid on this.
Yeah, this is true. I sent Camara a card and I demanded he write more SOS, and then I did not call him the N-word. Yeah. Reese sending 5 gifted memberships. Thank you so much, Reese. I appreciate it. Yeah, all of the super chats and memberships go towards making those comic strips and a bunch of other stuff for the streams. So all you guys that just got memberships, Jared Albert, John Platt, Michael Bancroft just got one, and Georgina Floyd. You guys could and Moromi. You guys could go over to the membership tab. We literally just put up this week a new strip, and this is a maxi strip. I'm calling it. I coined the term.
See
is that like what a woman uses to
that? I'm pretty sure that's like a women's.
cover?
No, it's like a
max.
maximum,
Item.
like max. You know,
Phil.
like
Maxi is a length of dress cut.
You might
No,
want to
Maxi's
consider renaming it not after a woman's sanitary product.
no, it's like look it says it right here.
I was trying to be polite and say it's a dress length, but it's also something else.
Look at it. So this so take this new maxi size strip.
That's not a
number
good
10.
name.
That's what it says.
Okay, real friends will tell you that's not a good name.
That's what it says
You
right
need to-
there.
Choose something masculine, like mega sized.
Yeah, like maxi
Please.
size is about this big.
It's a new it's the new thing, okay?
It
We got the
sounds like a
masquerade here.
pad.
This beautiful sketch of the masquerade from Alan. So you guys could come over to the posts, click onto this Google Drive, and read all the strips. There's like 10 of them so far. Each of them have 2 pieces of art in it, and it's a whole story that we're putting together. So hopefully one day we'll put it into print and you get it colored and all that stuff. So you guys could go check that out if you are members. Thank you so much. That's I put that up earlier this week, and I'm going to play this clip for the memberships. Thank you, Reese. You're insane.
Someone's insane. Look out. Someone's insane.
I got my eye on you, nutcase.
There you go.
On you.
Insane. We appreciate it. I guess super size, but you know,
Maxi
sounds
size.
Perry, you like Maxi? The Maxi thing? You back me up on this one.
Is
right?
a maxi like if you're walking across a tightrope and you trip and it falls up your crotch? Is that what a maxi is?
Yeah, maximum. It's like the sensation. It's how you taste it or how it feels to chew 5 gum.
Okay,
Maxi
go to
doesn't even
Google.
sound big.
And type in maxi and see what comes up first, and then you'll see the problem.
Maxi.
Right now.
Do it right now.
Skirt, dress, or coat. Oh no! See, you're looking at the definition 1, which is a skirt, dress, or coat reaching to the ankle. I'm
Yes.
thinking of I'm using definition 2, which is a racing yacht of between approximately 15 to 20 meters in length.
Because everybody knows that definition, yeah.
Phil, you should very quickly Google search off to the side maxi pad.
Maxi.
Oh, gotta add pad.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How does
That's the
Phil
one
not
that
know
if-
that already?
That's the one that if you trip, it goes up your crotch.
don't think that's how it works.
Yeah, you definitely something you guys would know about.
Maxie Zeus, worst Batman villain. All right, let's get into our weeks, guys. How is everybody's weeks? Who wants to go first?
I'll go, I suppose.
Nice.
As you can see, I am in a mysterious new location.
You look like you're in like a suit jacket.
I'm in a coat because I'm cold.
Oh, okay. Cool.
But yes, I am traveling right now.
Nice.
Hence my dear studio is missing. But yeah, so that's been my week traveling.
Like a B&B?
I'm visiting a family. So
Okay.
I'm in somebody's house. I'm being a pest and a parasite in someone's house for a while. But yeah. Other than traveling and working my ass off, I've been making videos. So I have, as some of you know, I've been making YouTube shorts and I've been filming my drawing for that. So I have I made a time-lapse video, like not a short but a proper video of that. So that's up and I have like 3 more scheduled and I'll keep making them if you guys like it. So you guys can go check that out. I figured I want to try and do stuff on YouTube other than streaming because streaming is fun and I enjoy doing this show, but I want to like move to shorts and videos because I think that's kind of more worth the effort.
Yeah, everybody check out. Make sure, you guys are probably subscribed, but make sure you're over here and you have your notifications set, as I don't.
There you go. There you go. You should set that notification.
You know what I heard? I heard that shorts, you get more shorts views if you don't notify your followers, but I don't know how to not do that. Like, it was told to me as if there's a box that you check to not send out notification blasts, but I couldn't figure it out. That's just what I heard from.
And that's supposed to give you.
I don't know about that.
Yeah, like it reaches outside of your subscriber base more.
Interesting.
That was the theory, but I couldn't figure it out.
I didn't know that. Well, you can see your analytics and find where your audiences or your views are coming from, and it's been pretty great. Like, so I'm kind of at the mercy of the YouTube algorithm. It depends on whether it is kind of random which shorts that they boost, but you can mostly they do boost to non-subscribers. So I've been getting a lot of subscribers from them, and that's pretty good.
Yeah, that's awesome. That's the way to do it.
Yeah.
I'm digging that. Really cool. Narwhal, Pear, how was your week?
I finished the all art for the Miller thing.
The Miller.
I'm just
for
relaxing
those
today,
people that
tomorrow.
don't know what you're talking about,
Yeah, for Vatican City.
which is a Dark Horse book written by Mark Miller.
Yeah, and
Coming
it
out
comes
in
out April
April.
9th, and we got to get 50,000 sales. So everyone buy 2.
I bought
Or else I get fired.
No.
Yeah, I just saw another. I think Dark Horse tweeted it out again. I thought I bookmarked it.
Yeah, it always gets pretty good likes. But I know people say Twitter isn't the real world, and I'm like, I wish it was. But then I'll see other tweets will get way more likes. Too.
You know, Miller, I think it was after the show last week, Mark tweeted out about you.
He tweeted a photo of one of the many love letters he writes on a daily
Yeah, I remember that. Yeah. He had a funny joke on a Miller time, and I forget. All I remember is the punchline. But he said it's something is the stalker's manifesto. But it's normally something you say nice to someone, like something, and then I might Google stalker's manifesto. But anyway, he sometimes signs off as your #1 stalker.
Let me see if I could find that, because we were all hanging out after the show. You had already went to bed, and I'm like, yo, Mark Miller just tweeted out about Narwhal again. And I read it. It was pretty awesome. It was basically like he was disappointed in you or something.
Yeah.
Definitely what he said, yeah.
It's like, why did I hire this genius? He's doing too good of a job.
Yeah,
No, I think it was that he was sad that
That was coming to
Yeah,
the final.
I remember that. He
coming
just
in,
said,
'cause
yeah,
he
that it
wouldn't
was sad
see
it's
more of
almost
them.
over. Yep.
Yeah,
Yeah,
well, 50K sales means Pear doesn't get fired. So his
Right.
fate is in our hands.
Well,
Well, he has been
my
fired.
work ends no matter what, but 50K
Oh.
sales.
Oh, never mind.
Yeah,
Yeah,
None of us
I-
are obligated to help you then.
he was
Yeah.
pre-fired when he was hired.
50K sales gives me like bragging rights. I just really need
Oh,
bragging rights.
I'm glad you're honest.
Feed the bragging whites. Yeah, well, here it is. I'll show this anyways. I can't find that specific tweet, but Dark Horse just tweeted about this. If you guys love vampires, if you love Pear, if you love Mark Miller, go to your local store, pre-order this, tell the store to buy some copies for you. You can call them up too if you guys have phones where you're at. I got one over here, so I can just call mine up. Or walk over to your local one. Tell them to grab some copies. 8 billion vampires, one safe place. Look at that, Vatican City.
Yeah, I called up my comic shop and ordered one of each three of the covers. So what I'm hoping is that has somehow psychologically tricked the man into thinking it's super popular.
Yeah.
And then he ordered like 20 more. That's how this industry works, right?
Yeah.
Well, here's the thing. Like, my local comic shop, Graham Cracker, is big for a comic shop, and they have like 12 locations in the Midwest over here. So they always buy everything by popular writers, so they're grabbing anything that's Mark Miller anyways. So shops like that, like what's the big East Coast one? Big East Coast comic shop.
As in New York?
Yeah.
You
And they have a
mean
big
Midtown,
online
Tom?
store. Yeah, Midtown. Thank you. They're going to be grabbing them anyways, just because of the name recognition, and it's Dark Horse, and it's a Netflix owned property thing. Midtown, yeah. So they're going to be getting so. I know there's a bunch of people in our audience that don't have stores near them, or even like you, Jake. Yours is not very close to you, and you had to.
No, mine's super close to me. I just never go there, and I don't buy comics from them. But like, it's like a 5-minute walk from here.
Oh, that's
Damn
cool.
it! All right, cool. Well, that's cool.
I don't got one near me, but I bought a bunch wholesale. I bought hundreds. So
last
doing
time
my
I went to the
part.
comic shop, it was like Lumberjanes and Adventure Time, and I'm like, yeah,
Wow, that was
I don't really need this.
a while ago, huh?
Just
Just yell at them. Just yell, open the window and yell.
Down Goes Solo says, "Is it a mini getting the trade cover pair?" I don't understand that question. There will be a trade eventually too, yeah, but don't wait for the trade.
Oh, he's saying is it miniseries? Yeah, it's 3 issues. So I mean, they're going to collect it.
There are 3 maxis.
Right. So they're exactly maxi issue. Even Comics does it.
Yeah.
3 maxis
That's
makes
not
1
the
mini.
term.
It is. A maxi issue is like a 32-page comic as opposed to a 24,
It's a weak word.
I never heard that.
It's like
Phil,
a
you made that up.
shortened version
Or
of a
maxi
bigger word.
series, right? Mini series or maxi series. So like a mini series is like 4
Okay.
issues. Maxi series is like, I don't know, 7, 8 issues.
Well, they should
Well-
change that name.
That means Conan the Barbarian First Blood needs to be a maxi series.
Yes.
Yeah.
No, it's a maxi issue.
Maxi.
Conan the
Maxi.
Barbarian First Blood is a maxi
Yes,
issue.
Soak the
so
Blood.
call it.
You have the first Soak the Blood cover.
I just
I would
realized that because you're gonna have the main logo, then it's gonna have the sub logo on it. It really first entry needs to be in blood splatter across the.
Oh.
That would be cool.
Gross.
That would be dope.
Only
That'd be
slightly.
Oh.
Appropriate for the series.
Anything else this week, Fair?
Uh,
Besides that?
I haven't gone to the pump track yet, but I will. Maybe tomorrow. I'm going to try and squeeze it in. Just practicing my pumping on my bike. Super stoked.
Nice. Are you feeling a change in your body from that?
No, but I think I feel like I get a little bit better at pumping. Like I can pump faster. Because there's a weird thing to it. Like you go down the hill, you got to become one with the bike and the hill at the same time. Like, so you got to really relax, kind of.
Yeah.
And so there's a weird level of relaxation, and then also you got to pump.
Yeah.
A
Definitely.
pump bike?
Pump.
Get your
Yeah.
get your pump on.
It's a
Yeah,
bike
yeah,
where
get
you
your
can't
pump.
pedal. All you can do is pump.
You
That
need to
sounds
can
weird.
you
That
take a
sounds,
video of
that
this and
sounds like
post it
Mr.
on?
Garrison's freaking circle bike that he made.
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah. What
He
is
had to
this?
pump that.
I might show you guys pump track bike stuff real fast if I can find it on YouTube or something.
Yeah. Pull it up. Pump
Yeah, because
it.
it's legit.
You should post some videos of you pumping on the pump track sometime. Be
Oh,
good.
I would.
Pumping off down the track.
Only sounds a
Wait,
little
does
bit
it
wrong.
look like this?
Yeah.
No, I don't think.
Well,
Is
one
it-
of
oh,
those
it's like a big
circles,
wheel.
that would be cool if you had one of those.
Yeah, I like that. That's cool.
Wait, Irene, you think
Totally.
one of these would be cool?
Why is your screen flashing?
When I went to the dentist, this was in my pocket, but it wasn't all the way in. And so, like, it got compressed, and now it just does this stupid flash all the time.
You sat on your phone, and that's what happened.
Yes. Chungus von Fatass over here sat on his little dainty little phone and crushed the screen.
I've never seen that. Wow.
Yeah, I'm actually it's just me getting psyoped all day. This is like beaming sleeper agent code into my brain, and one day I'll activate and I'll kill like a local counselor.
I can see that. Did you?
So,
Oh, here it
ready
is.
for the pump track.
Here's the pump. Everybody get ready.
All right, let me see. Hold on.
So that's you?
Yeah, this
Yeah,
is like,
that's Pear.
yeah.
You got a lot, Max. Here.
Looks like you.
Here I come.
Oh, this is you. This is the people you're hanging out with?
Oh yeah, look at that.
That looks like
Sonic
so
the
much fun
Hedgehog.
as a kid. Because
That does look like fun.
Those are huge bumps to a kid.
Yeah.
You're like,
Ah.
I'm on
But
the best
see how the
track
kid
ever.
isn't pedaling, but
Yeah.
he keeps going. Yeah.
Oh.
But there are pedals, right? Or no?
I think that bike
No, it doesn't
it
look
might
like
not
it.
even have pedals if it's a pump bike. But
No, yeah,
I
it
mean,
doesn't look like it has pedals.
you're not actually pumping anything, right? You're just redistributing your weight. There's no mechanism.
Right. Yeah, you're just like moving yourself up and down with it.
Mm.
yeah. It's very fascinating. And it is, the kids are always way better than the adults, at least in my case. So I've
Yeah,
been
it is less gay than
I-
I was expecting.
Yeah. I get shamed by 10-year-olds constantly.
Do you?
Yeah.
All of
Well,
that
you'll
looks
get-
like
you'll
it's
get
done
better.
in one solid concrete piece. Now I want to know how that was built. But
Yeah.
All right,
Yeah,
Jake,
they
what-
built it on top of dirt somehow. So
How was your week?
most
Jake?
things are.
yeah.
How was your week, Jake?
My week was great. I've rearranged the office, and I'm not gonna move the camera either way because there'll just be very lewd prints on the wall that can't be shown on Phil's
true.
channel.
Yeah, I saw him.
Yeah, I showed him previously. But no, I've been sick again. Yeah, busy drawing. I've been getting distracted by doing character designs for a side project that I need to stop doing. Or
Don't stop.
Yeah, no, I'll never stop.
Just
really
abandon Carnal and move straight to that.
No.
No. Connell is going great, but I've realized that you can just use procrastination as a highly productive superpower. It's like, give yourself something really important to do that is really serious, like, I don't know, accounting and taxes. And then instead of doing that, just decide to do something fun, like draw 1,000,000 character designs on your iPad whilst all of the accounts are on the screens in front of you and you're not doing them.
Yeah.
So then you're actually have a productive art day.
It's
Yeah, you
productive
have a
procrastination.
Yeah.
We've all been there.
That's like people are like, oh, I should clean the house. Fuck it, I'm gonna. Or they actually do the opposite. They should do something, so they clean the house.
Well, when you have art to do, you clean the house or do your accounts. And when you have cleaning or accounts to do, you draw. So you don't like whatever is a priority, you don't do that. That's the logic.
Distracted.
Yeah.
Yes.
Jake's sick. Let me stay home. Also, Jake, let me go see Camel. Yeah, the first time I went to visit Camel, I didn't know. I didn't know being sick would be a big issue. We turned up and we were ill, and then Camel, I was like, realized that was a bad idea, and I'm like, we should just leave right now. We just left straight away. I was like, oh no. So then
You
when
need
we
the
got to
bubbles.
see
Next time
Camel-
you go see them, you got to bring your bubble that you could step into. and then
That
go
would be
more.
the joke gift for Camel. Just buy one of do they have those replicas of like
The Bubble
giant
Boy bubbles.
only mildly
Zorb.
insulting?
If Camel goes zorbing, you want to be one of those people that zorbs off a cliff by accident. Do you know those giant bubble balls that people go down hills on? Some of them have in the past directly zorbed off a cliff and fucking died because they fell off a cliff.
They
I don't know
won't
why
do
I'm
that
laughing.
by a cliff. Like that's the first thing.
I know I shouldn't be laughing, but it's such a funny death. Is it the
not
physical comedy of like, yay, I'm so happy I'm on a zorb. Oh, that's a 20,000-foot drop. I just jumped off.
That's just bad planning. I mean,
I should be in a bubble.
it is bad. Well, this week I did a bunch. I put that strip up for members. I did a bunch of writing for Magic Hop, which is awesome. I got the whole intro and a bunch of pages done for that. I got a new freaking page for the Western today, which is awesome, amazing. I can't wait to show more of that off. So that was cool. Oliver turned that in. He's working on a pinup that he started a while ago for Psycho Slumber. Last week we had on Friday Doug Mankey was on the show. So
Yes,
thank you guys for watching
congratulations,
that.
Phil.
Nice.
Well done.
Thank you. Yeah, that was super fun. And he did that amazing cover. So tomorrow is the day the cover is launching on the Indiegogo. We're putting it up on Kickstarter as well. And that'll be up tomorrow for Bancroft show. So we're going to be streaming in the evening, Diaz Brothers, then hitting Bancroft for the Kickstarter launch. If you guys, like I said, already backed on Indiegogo, then you guys will be able to get the cover over there. The exclusive stuff for the Kickstarter is a signed book by Doug, and I think we're going to put it up the black and white line art, which you could see here. It's pretty cool. So yeah, I think we're going to do a limited line art virgin variant is what Adam wanted to do, exclusive for the Kickstarter. Yeah, so that's going to be super cool. So thank you guys for the support and hanging out with us last week. Doug had a good time. It was really cool chatting with him about all him getting started and all of his animation stuff.
Didn't you have a whole hour with him?
Yeah, basically, because I didn't want to be like, hey, you want to come on for an hour or something, but he was cool with it. So
It looked like he was having a good time with you guys. It was interesting hearing him talk about the whole was the mask actually an earlier character?
Yeah.
But then he got redesigned.
Yeah,
I don't know what that old character was. Like, was it a more serious thing? Because it sounded like it was some artsy thing, and then it got turned into a really fun thing.
Yeah, it was super artsy. It didn't, from what I've seen of it, it didn't even look like it was a mask that the person would take off. He seemed like more like an assassin type character. It's very, like, it seemed French inspired. It was weird. Very odd.
That's never good.
The French, yeah.
Yeah. What else did I do? I bought I got Robinhood, Jake. I downloaded Robinhood on my phone.
The
Did you buy some
app you've
Bitcoin?
started crypto trading.
The app. I bought some Doge.
You bought Doge?
Yeah.
Department of Government Efficiency coin.
No. This is Doge before that department was a thing.
Before a very spurgatronic individual made it 10,000% KF.
Yeah. So we're in the game, maybe.
Cool.
Don't tell my girlfriend, but we're in the game. Right? We're slotted.
Definitely won't lose money.
We're stonks, yeah.
Got this.
And Doge is up right now, guys. Let me check.
Wait, you actually did mean the crypto app?
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah, I got Robinhood. I'm a day
You
trader.
can buy
now,
Doge
guys,
on Robinhood?
okay?
I actually looked months ago, but it didn't look like you could buy it.
No, yeah, you could buy Doge on Robinhood. It's probably the most legit meme coin. But yeah, you could buy.
Yeah, you should.
Well,
Are you
that's probably
guys
wasting money.
Are you guys thinking that is
Investing.
as the Department of Government Efficiency gains more W's across the next 4 years, that the coin of the same name is going to keep boosting? Is that your raison d'etre? Is that the right term? Is
Listen,
that your...
Jake, Critical Reads bought it at 7 cents. It's
Isn't it
now
like
at
over
33
$1?
cents, okay?
I would have bought it, but when I looked, they didn't have it.
Yeah.
Get on
Robinhood.
Because I was using Coinbase and they weren't selling it for a while.
Yeah, maybe I wasn't on Robinhood. I was on like Coinbase.
Should I get
Yeah.
GameStop stock? GameStop stock?
Yeah, get a stonk.
You're a little late for that, but
Yeah, so that's
Diamond hands.
updated in my life. We're on Robinhood now. Been using Good Time. Oh, I also updated my website. Irene updated hers last week, and I ran some. Shani did some cool analytics run. Shouts to Shani, and I kind of decomplexed my my website. So you got comics, you got upcoming projects. So if you guys are interested, and most of this is like for my, like I want this info to be out there. So you can go to upcoming projects. It talks about Psycho Slumber. We have info on the Western on here as well. If you guys care to know more about that, and even a little section about Magic Cop 3, which I'm writing, and a little blurb there. So you guys could check that out on your own time. And I even did like a little, look, you can learn more about Magic Cop, and then you get some more cool art, amazing Magic Cup piece. You got little bios for the characters as well. Just stuff that I'm liking to have down somewhere. If there's any like super fans out there, because this is kind of the stuff when I was a kid, I'd go on like, oh, there's a new movie that's coming out, and every new movie would have a dumb website for people to go on and learn about it. So like,
yes,
I was really into like Alien versus Predator movie and going to that website and reading about all the new Predators that are going to be in the film, or like just they would do stuff like that because the internet was young and they wanted that extra promotional market for someone to type in the URL and be like, what can I explore on this site that people aren't going to get while watching the film? So this is kind of my little own thing. So you could go to characters now. There's a Magic Cop section and a Lost Pages section. I'm working on a Lost Pages section right now.
That's a really easy page to pass, Phil. Logos in the background or low opacity, and then
you just gotta click on one of them.
Right over the top of them.
Great graphic design.
Well, you guys have to be smart to navigate my page. I don't want no dumb.
Oh yeah, that's definitely the problem, and not that we have eyes.
You need to
leave it
feel
at the
like
door,
Unity of a freaking tree frog or a gecko.
But yeah, blaming the audience is really the way
Why
to
not? All my audience here, they're smart. You know, they'll be able to navigate it.
Well, they are smart, which is why the pages.
There's no bios yet for these guys, but I just put up some placeholder art, and then eventually they'll be clickable and expand into biographies.
When is the Lost Pages hero shooter Marvel Rivals ripoff coming?
Yeah, that would be insane.
We all got to rip off
never.
Marvel Rivals.
Probably
it's
never.
really easy to do. You just click a button.
Yeah.
Well, you know what? Maybe freaking DeepSeek can code Marvel Rivals ripoffs for.
Yeah, when we
I saw something that made me laugh pretty hard because people were really bummed that OpenAI was training itself without people knowing it using their data, and then OpenAI was like DeepSeek trained itself on our data without us knowing it.
Well, they also open source everything, so it's like so you intend for it to be copied.
Yeah, it's crazy. I like the Chinese now. I just watched a 5-minute video on it, but it was like
I'm glad you're fully embracing the CCP. You have embraced a dear leader very well.
I'm an
glad
honorary
Xi Jinping
Chinese
has like
now.
open access to all your scripts that you fed into DeepSeek already.
Yeah, definitely trust them and just feed all your info into it. So, well, nothing will go wrong.
Yeah. What's the language that they talk over there called, Irene? I've been learning it.
I wanted to make a joke, but I don't want to get y'all more canceled than you already are. It's just Mandarin.
Oh yeah, Mandarin. I've been learning that on what's the thing that teaches you languages, you guys? What's it called?
Rosetta
Duolingo?
Rosetta Stone.
There you
Yeah.
go.
Oh, yeah, there's
That's what I said.
fuck off.
Everyone's moved on now.
Yeah, Rosetta Stone is when we were in high school. That's what
Nobody
what
uses
we're
that.
using.
I think Pear means the actual
The actual Rosetta Stone?
Yeah,
Go and
he's
touch
been
it in
staring at the
museum, you'll
actual
learn the
picture of the
language.
Rosetta Stone. Like, why can't I learn Chinese? Also,
Ni
John
hao.
Durham. I don't have short hair. It was tied back. Someone in
Hey,
chat.
It blends
Irene,
in,
ni hao.
blending into your shoulder.
Hey,
Ni
Jake,
hao. Great
Ni hao.
accent. You're definitely well on your
Ni
way
hao.
to learning Chinese.
Yeah.
Wait, are you really learning Chinese?
No.
Okay.
Zhondama?
You could
John
get
Durham?
AI to teach you.
Zhondama?
Very well.
AI
Yeah, instead of saying the Chinese, instead of saying really, they go Zhondama. It's like what the that's 3 words.
Nice.
You don't have to say that
Zhondama?
many sounds.
I'm
Son-
learning Kung Fu from the Rosetta Stone. The real Rosetta Stone.
You just need the Matrix.
Yeah, it can definitely teach you Kung Fu. That's how the Rosetta Stone works.
Just like Neo. Neo did that.
Definitely. Yeah.
I go, Rosetta Stone.
Did you
I
know
need
that
you
Neo
to teach me Kung Fu. I
What
know
about
Kung
Neo?
Fu.
Neo backwards is 1?
Oh, really?
It's not.
No, it's not.
not.
Wait, and he is the 1? Isn't that the whole thing?
It's not backwards.
No, it's
It's
not.
an anagram. You could
No,
say
It's
Neo
the dumbest
backwards
anagram
is
in the
one.
world. It's 3-letter. Wow, mind blown. It's 3-letter anagram. Yeah.
Neo.
Oh, Eno. Neo or Eon?
Eon.
Neo.
No, it's
Owen.
1. O-N-E.
Owen.
I mean,
He's
all
the
of
Owen.
all of the
He's
letters
beginning
that
to
are there.
believe. Not like this. Not like this.
We've seen all those debates about who's really the one. Was it Neo? Was it Agent Smith?
Well, there was lots of Agent Smiths, so it definitely can't be the 1, seeing as there's like 50 billion of them.
It could be all one entity, but he duplicated himself or some shit like that.
But the whole DeepSeek thing, it's pretty cool because if one person, well, like one group has like just supremacy over a field, doesn't really have big competition, they'll rest on their laurels, and if they develop cool stuff, they won't even need to release it because they're already making money off the stuff they have. So if someone comes out and, you know, pretty much China copy pastas, like Control C, Control V is the entire thing, and like, look, we made it more efficient, then it's like forcing, it'll force OpenAI to do something that makes them look way cooler again. And then we get to benefit off it. It's like the space race, but for AI.
Yeah, we need to just copy China's game. Like, they copy us and take our data. Let's just take the whole. Somebody else figure out how to just take the DeepSeek code and like take all their it's open source and just upgrade it.
Well,
Do
yeah,
it back to them.
There was another one that released called Quen, which is like Alibaba's one now, and you can search the internet, make images, and ask it questions and get it to code stuff.
Yeah.
So like, it seems like everyone is like, it's go time, motherfucker. So
Yeah,
we just need to-
everything has AI. It's crazy.
We gotta race the Chinese to the AI moon and plant.
Do you guys
the flag.
remember the plot of "I have no mouth, but I must scream"?
Yes.
Never seen it.
It's who's the writer? It's Harlan Ellison.
Yeah.
And they made a video game of it too. But it's like there's 3 AIs, but one kind of wins overall, and his name is Am, and he's like super evil, hates humanity, and he keeps 3 humans alive for eternity just to torture them, to kind of study them, but to torture them. And that's like where the title comes from. I have no mouth, but I must scream. But in the video game, I think it has a semi-happy ending is possible, and it's because the Chinese and Russia, there's actually 3 AI. So there's Am, and there's a Chinese one and a Russian one, and they're all like gods. And so the Chinese god kind of comes in and rescues from hell some of the people who are getting tortured. It's like pretty sweet.
Yeah, it's a old school sci-fi. Yo, Keely Chow, a DG raid. Thanks everybody that's over in DGs. Thanks for coming in. This is the Creative Block, everybody. Welcome to the show. We're going to be talking about characters and hurting your characters and why you should hurt your heroes in storytelling.
Yes, good topic.
Show every Thursday. It's a rotating show between all of our channels. Jake, Irene, Pear. Maybe you heard of him? Pear? Bill?
That's Pear. Yes. So people didn't know that that's his real name. That's Pear.
Yeah. Pear.
Not Plaster Harris. Plaster Harris is
not
a fake.
her.
It was a movie I made with my friends, and it was a fake company called Technocorp Infodustries, and Plaster Harris is the CEO. And I don't know why I made that my Twitter handle.
Yeah.
In like middle school or something.
You could change it, you know.
Yeah, I should change it. Yeah.
People calling you
I've been confused about why it was that for a long time.
It's because Plaster Harris is the CEO of Technocorp Infodustries.
Oh.
It's a fictional character.
Cool.
But I'm gonna, before we get into the topic, talking about beating up our characters, and I got a couple examples here as well. I wanted to show off Mr. Hyper Wizard's trailer for his comic here.
Do it.
You guys could check out Carnal the Barbarian on Indiegogo now.
Wait, don't play it. Let me sing it first. Stalking through the forest. There's something not around. He's gotta run to find the sound.
In the world of Deploria, after years of solitude, a dark, erotic curse threatens to be unleashed.
Walking through the forest, watch the guys on the prowl. There's only one
guy that can save them if it's just stop being a
come here to invade your land, bring life here to an end. But you just want
guys are really adding to the trailer.
Lots of new friends. Carnal Barbarian. Carnal the Barbarian.
All right, falsetto now, everybody.
You just missed him. Yeah, he turns into a bear.
I feel like DeepSeek would have done a better job, you know?
Yeah, just compare everything to DeepSeek now.
It's the new jam.
It's worth giving all your info away just to get a good song. To get it to say Barbarian right.
Go check it out. Links are in the chat. We had another backer this week. They pushed us with currency exchanges and all that malarkey. We're over $8,000. So there's another trading card unlocked that everyone gets for free, no matter how or what they back, which is going to be exciting when people just buy a pin, because hopefully I can figure out a way to ship those the pin damaging the freaking cards. But yes, this is comedic fantasy. It's as raunchy as possible. It's basically trying to do everything that apparently we're told we're not allowed to do anymore. And do it as much as freaking possible. And it's me making a book that says, like, how about you don't tell me what to do? Fuck you. I'll just make a raunchy fantasy comedy and make all the jokes in the world.
Be a rebel. Yeah.
Wraparound cover. Another cool thing is if you guys go to Global Comics, you could read the preview on there for free online.
Yeah, there's 8 pages. I need to make a website so I can point to like Campaign and Global Comics and do character profiles and all the rest of it. I finally now need to do a website.
Or at least a link tree, you know, like those e-thoughts. I always do their link tree.
Yeah. Well, I do have a link tree, but I guess I haven't repopulated it with stuff.
Yeah.
Better to have a website. You can get one for like nothing. I think Wix has like free templates as well. You only pay if you put a store on it.
You know what? I'll try. It's all about innovation, success through innovation. You don't just do the same thing everyone else has done. Maybe I'll just start an OnlyFans as one of the Block broodmothers.
Yeah. I mean, that might work.
Has
anyone ever done an OnlyFans for a fictional character?
I bet
seen
they have
people,
like VTubers.
I've seen people like there was one historical like someone who made Ren Fair costumes and stuff started an OnlyFans, but it wasn't like modern sexy stuff. It was as a joke. She took a bunch of ankle pictures in Victorian dresses. It was actually pretty funny.
That was fun. Only Blorks, people are saying. Nabbit, onlyblorks.com.
Only Blorks.
There you go. Everybody check that out. Also, tomorrow, with our campaign for Zaid Comics, Psycho Slumber, we are adding a new cover. You guys can see some new interior pages in the updates, but I wanted to show off the amazing Doug Mankey cover that he did for us. That'll be going up tomorrow. You guys know Doug's work from DC. He's been there for like 30 years. He co-creator of The Mask. He did Batman Under the Hood. Super awesome guy. We had him on our show last week. Guys, check out. Put up a video talking to him a little bit about it this week as well. So check that out if you guys get a chance. But be there tomorrow. We'll be having it up on the Diaz Brothers show and then launching the Kickstarter over on Bancrofts. It'll be pretty dope. So thank you guys. This is almost ready for print as well. I just have to get to lettering. I think we have like 10 pages of colors left for this book. It's a 60-page book, self-contained. It'll be the first Zaid Comics book out this year. So it's going to be awesome. And if you guys don't mind, I'll play this trailer, and then we'll get to the little thing here.
In the dead of night.
Yes, that's John Dillard.
Chicago. The line between reality and imagination blurs. And in the moment before you doze off, Simon wakes up to play. He'll seep into your sleep and turn your wildest dreams into your final nightmare. From the worlds of the Kill Journal and the Lost Pages comes this year's most horrifying comic crossover, Psycho Slumber. When the undead is in your head, it will take more than heroes to put it back to rest. You will need survivors. In Simon's world, the rules are his own, and the only way out is to play his game. Simon says, "You're next."
Yes, it is.
Nice.
Beautiful. Beautiful.
Yeah, I did a little re-edit on the video with the new cover and stuff like that. But that's going to be dope. That's tomorrow. Thank you guys for the support and being here. But like I said, we're talking about creative stuff as we do every week. This week, I couldn't think of what I wanted to talk about. And so I just thought of what I've been kind of ingesting in media and like what I've noticed in the stories that I've been reading and watching. And I've talked about this before, putting your characters through hell. I think we talk about that a lot. I wanted to talk about that physically, kicking your character's ass. I think, especially for first-time creators in comics, it's kind of a natural feeling or move to stay away from that, because you want your character that you've created to be the best, and you want to see them doing heroic things. And if that is the way your character is going just through the whole story, there's no ebbs and flows to it. And you need to see your character fail, which is very humanizing, physically get hurt, and that's difficult, like I said, for new creators to do, especially in superhero comics. But what I've been seeing a lot lately, been watching a lot of Miami Vice, and a lot of the downturns for those characters, the hurt for those characters come emotionally and specifically from being let down from people around them that they really hold at high regard. So I wanted to talk about that as well, because that's a little more nuanced writing and storytelling, and it's so human and it's so relatable, right? Because we all have people around us that we care about, and we've all been let down by someone that means something to us. Then I think that's why that show, Michael Mann's storytelling in Miami Vice really connected to a lot of people in the 80s.
Yeah, I mean, it's like the most relatable thing you can put in the story is death and the fear of death. And if you emote like a physical harm to a character, it's like trying to touch on that. Emotional harm to a character, it can be death of relationships, it can be death of an idea or a dream they had, you know what I mean? Like if they get double crossed or screwed over, that is the death of like a relationship. That something doesn't physically die, so it still taps into that core kind of most relatable, without just turning it into like a full-on horror. It's why horror is so popular, because it's like plays on the most relatable stake, and that is death.
Fear. You're the closest to death and stuff. Wanted to shout out Josiah Haynes for $2. Thank you so much. Says hi, Reenie.
Hi.
A little wave. Thank you for the super chat, man. Thank you for being here.
Phil,
yeah.
This is somewhat related, but I saw, so you're talking fear and phobia, and today I watched a video on philia, which is the opposite of phobia in Greek, but it's used for friendship a lot of times.
Mm-hmm.
But there's even like a special, I guess, like it's like super duper great friendship, and one they always talk about is Plato and Socrates. And the video I saw, they was comparing Elon Musk and Trump, or like the new Plato and Socrates. And he's
philia
like,
means love.
Yeah. And he's like, which is which? Who is Plato? Who is Socrates? But he said if you're going to have a friendship on that level with that level of bond, the way that it works is that each participant in the friendship really appreciates and wants kind of to be around one aspect that the other person brings to the table that is their specialty, but they don't need it. So if they covet it, then that's like a negative relationship. But if there's no coveting, but there's cross need for what you're both bringing to the table, then you have a great friendship relationship. And there's a lot of, I was like, what relationships are like this in movies? And I was like, Guts and Griffith. But Guts and Griffith, they break down because there was coveting, kind of. So like if there is coveting, then it's going to break down and be like super tragic, kind of. And
That's where you bring in the woman, right?
Yeah. You can bring a woman into it for sure. Yeah.
Robbie says, oddly, lipids are like that. Scientific. There we go.
It's always a sad day when a woman comes between two friends.
Well, Fight Club is the same plot as Berserk, and it's the same.
Jake, I want you to carry around a tape recorder with you and just record what you say every day, and then play it back to yourself at the end of the day. You make some adjustments as you would.
But you know the whole harming thing, because you were talking about the being let down, and relatability. The kind of like Pixar baby time 3 simple steps of like how to make a character relatable is to show them bullied. It's like show them being competent at something, show them making a personal sacrifice that they didn't need to make. Like that's what saving the cat is. But the third one is bully the shit out of them. Yeah, if you can, like, even early on, if you can make it see, and don't make the character like a piss ass about it, who's like a whiny baby and is like hating everything, like bully the shit out of them, and then make them go, it's okay, that guy who bullied me was just having a bad day or something, or like, I guess I'm just retarded. And that kind of double whammies it, because them kind of forgiving the person that bullied the shit out of them, it's like a sacrifice they don't need to make. So you can get 2 of the things for making a relatable character out of just one story point.
Yeah.
There's an art to doing bullying that isn't cliche though, because it definitely gets overdone. But if I see it, then usually I'll be okay with it. Or like I'm like, all right, this is a cliche bullying scene, but I like it nevertheless. Like anime does it all the time, you know, and I'm like, I'm allowing it.
Yeah. Well, that's what I thought. I mean, that first Spider-Man film, Sam Raimi and the Flash Thompson, always bullying him, and then that comeback fight in front of the lockers in front of the whole school, like that's so iconic, something you remember, and that's the hero overcoming that, which is great. But I wanted to talk about first, like kicking your character's ass, and that really connected to me. Now, I have not read this series fully, all right? And I know some people talk about it a lot. I've read maybe the first 100 pages or whatever, but this stuck out to me when Guts just totally gets his ass kicked. And I don't know if this was...
Still haven't read Berserk. Unforgivable.
I think this is it. Also... There's too many freaking panels with Puck in it. The stupid little fairy thing.
Okay, I will agree. Puck is fucking annoying.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. Puck is annoying.
But here, let me see. Does he kill the guy with the crossbow? Does he kill this guy with the crossbow? Do you remember?
I don't. With his special
forever ago.
His secret cannon arm, I think.
Yeah, I think this is the first time. But I just remember that he was about to die, and it was like at the end of it was at the end of the chapter. And you're reading this, I'm like, I just started reading this, and Guts is about to die.
No, he gets his ass kicked regularly.
Yeah. And I recognize that it's like, man, the hero of the story he's almost dead right when you see him get into an early battle. And it clicked with me. It's like, this is so good, because as a reader, I forgot that of course he's not going to die. I have like 300 more pages of this one book left. But it dragged me into the moment, and you see the pain on this guy's face, him getting rocked, and he just, by the skin of his teeth, pulls it out by shooting him with his crossbow arm or whatever. And
yeah, I think
that made me root for him harder.
Right. Yeah, Berserk is a pretty good example of hurting your characters, because the whole series is basically about treating Guts as horribly as possible. Like, I think Miura just decided he wants to torture a fictional character as much as he could, and he took it as a personal challenge. But basically, in almost every chapter, it's established very clearly that Guts is a very, very good swordsman, both in strength and training, but he still gets his ass kicked because he's against ridiculous, monstrous enemies. And on top of that, like, I don't want to spoil too much, but there's a lot of emotional punishment as well. It's basically like everything Gus has ever loved always dies horribly and gets ripped away. And that's another way of hurting your characters.
But it ties into the theme of Berserk to punish the shit out of him. Because it's like destiny versus perseverance is the core theme of all of Berserk, right? Guts is I will persevere, I'll keep going, I'll keep pushing, I'll keep fighting. And destiny is what's his name?
Casualty. Griffith.
Griffith. He's pretty much Destiny.
Yeah.
So like to beat the shit out of him and for him to still get up, it's the ultimate perseverance.
Yup. Guts and Griffith are opposites in almost everywhere they're designed to be. And Griffith is a character who's basically had everything handed to him his entire life, and the one time he didn't, he turned to becoming basically a demon king to continue having everything handed to him because he couldn't take no. And Guts has just been taking punishment and no over and over again. But part of the theme of his character is that it's one of those characters that has like a unique ability to go against casuality. So that's why in the eclipse everyone was supposed to die, but Guts managed to survive. And the only reason Casca survived, even though I feel like she shouldn't have, is because she was tied to him, and it's because he can fight casuality, and his whole story is about fighting fate, and that's why he is Griffith's enemy. Not because of like power level, but just fate itself. He can challenge it. It's really cool.
And I think the great thing that was just said there, like the perseverance is what is important for these characters. Like to see them abused so hard and then still get up. And I think sometimes it's even more impactful when it's not physically like physical abuse, you know, where if they're slighted so much, like in I brought up Once Upon a Time in the West a lot over the years. It's one of my favorite Westerns. At the end, you see the reveal of why the main character, Harmonica, is after the bad guy. It's because his brother was killed in front of him. He was strung up by a noose when he was a child, and he had to stand with his brother on his shoulders, keeping him up alive. And when he was too tired, he was tormented, he dropped to his knees and his brother died. Knowing that, and then realizing he's had that memory in his mind for the whole film, it just adds so much more weight to the character and shows all the perseverance he's had to get to that point. Like that has even more weight than I think Guts getting his ass kicked, because it's a mental, it's emotional.
Yeah, I agree. The emotional punishment is more memorable.
No.
The thing I have been saying to myself lately is you got to add insult to injury. It can't just be injury. So like, and even with revenge, it's always like I see revenge where it doesn't work, where you're not buying it, and I'm like, oh, because they didn't add insult to injury. It's like the one that does the insult to injury really well is the Count of Monte Cristo, where like not only did like the guy like whatever kill you and arrest you and throw you in jail, but they like framed you. He got your job. He got your wife. You know, he did everything. So that's like
like in reality, psychological pain. Look, we can if you get like punched in the face, you eventually stop hurting. Like psychological pain can last forever. Like it's the death of ideas. It can pretty much bring your whole world model into question sometimes. Like and yeah, the mental scars are ones you carry around forever. I even think there's probably like science behind how psychological scars do become physical in the body, and people do carry them around. But yeah, like people go and actively engage with certain types of physical pain, like at the gym, in order to self-improve. But yeah, like in the internet, when everyone is being like people are trying to psychologically torment each other all day, every day. Out there.
Yeah. What, really? I thought the internet was a nice place.
But it's like you have people who are behind a screen trying to get people to hero themselves and unalive themselves, like through psychological torture. Like, so I do think it's more relatable, because I think more people have probably been betrayed than have been punched in the face, or stomped into the ground by a giant demon, but everyone has been double crossed. So
yeah, that's a good point. That's makes it so much more relatable than like a physical
Yeah.
thing.
You know what is relatable though? Like a paper cut on your like.
I've got a fucking paper cut right now for breaking down boxes. Oh, it's so fucking annoying.
The pain and horror.
Oh man.
It's one of those things where you realize how good life was without it before, and you didn't appreciate it.
It's cuts on your hand are the most annoying. Like I've
Oh
got
my
a bunch
God.
from doing housework too.
And then you get like cleaning stuff in the cut, and it just hurts every time.
You should probably manage that.
Where's that Batman supervillain? The paper cutter.
Paper cut.
Where
that would fit really well in the joke show, which I think needs to come back. But yeah, the guy who just paper cuts Batman and runs away. Ha ha! You'll be tormented for days, Batman. Don't get infected. And then he runs away.
The best villain ever. But yeah, I think having part of why psychological pain is more relatable is probably more people have experienced it. But the important part about doing everything in story is the reason. So it's like, why just having a fight scene doesn't make it cool, or just having a cool art doesn't make a story memorable. It's about the reasoning behind it and how the cool buildings or outfits that you design tie into the themes and the stories. How a cool character design isn't enough. You have to care about their story. So just having characters punch each other and having conflict, we've all seen shows or read media where they're just drama all the time, but it feels empty because there's no reasoning behind it, because it's the psychology that matters. And that's why like you guys mentioned, people will go to the gym to box, and that doesn't cause you anguish at night. You don't stay up and be like, oh, I got punched. You willingly went to box. But if
you actually feel better, you feel
it's like a release of energy. But if I don't know, somebody that you care about smacks you, then that's gonna be world shattering, and it's because the reasoning and the emotional weight of the action is what matters.
Right. The betrayal.
Yes.
Betrayal is some of the most hard hitting, gut-wrenching story moments that you could put into a story. And it's very deep,
Betrayal is basically someone taking away your ability to succeed in the future, because in order to succeed, you have to take risks. And trusting people is a risk. So when someone betrays you, it subconsciously makes you less trusting.
Mm-hmm.
So you're going to take less risks. So you're actually going to become less successful. Like a betrayal isn't just like, haha, screwed you over in the now. Like it steals from someone in the future. Like a bad breakup can cause someone to walk away from the actual best relationship they'll ever have because they don't trust it and they're scared of it. And people know this when they're reading stories. When they see someone being betrayed or feel someone being betrayed, they can feel the robbery being taken place from that character, and you know that person is now going to limit themselves. So when they decide to finally put that aside in the arc, you can be really proud of the character because they managed to let it go. Also, another take is, if stories are basically take an idea, explore it from every angle, a punch means nothing. You know what I mean? Just on the visual aspect, it can have some nice spectacle. We can have people jumping around, but it means nothing. It's not a story. And
yeah, you know what? I was thinking as you guys were talking is just Ray, who's descended from Ray Palpatine, versus Luke Skywalker, and because people say she's a Mary Sue, and it's true, but this is a big part of how you define Mary Sue, is if they've been dragged, actually dragged to hell or not. And you're like, well, what's the worst thing that's happened to Rey? Like, nothing really. But what's the worst thing that's happened to Luke Skywalker is like he gets his hand cut off by his arch enemy, who then tells him that he is his father. That's like in the
Right.
middle of
Family
the
got
second
killed.
movie too. He's like, all right, I'm gonna go save the day now. Like, imagine seeing
Never
that in theaters,
mind.
because you don't really see that coming. You're like, oh, they went dark with it. And then they're like, in Han Solo, he's frozen, like he's dead. We're just freezing him to be like
Uh-huh.
for years
Yeah.
or whatever. But
That's comparing that to Rey. So I think I really didn't like Korra's character, and part of the reason was she didn't seem like, similar to Rey, didn't have to really pay a price for everything. And I know everyone shorthands these characters who don't have to work hard for their achieving their goals as Mary Sue's, but the real reason isn't that, oh, there's no training arc, because it's like they gave Korra a training arc, but and like Rey had a little bit of training, but it still felt empty because they didn't have that emotional betrayal like what Luke went through and what characters who are Mary Sue's have to go through. It's like, oh, you trained, but still it's there wasn't any real big psychological conflict. They still it still felt like their success wasn't ever in doubt.
Well,
yeah, that's like a real quick takeaway is like training is another one that's like it's not enough. It's got to be
not
training
enough.
and something else. And Berserk, they have Guts train through the whole series. He'll train
Yeah.
like in every arc you can. They have little, and they check in with him, and he's like hitting logs off a waterfall or whatever.
Oh, he's constantly lovely. It's like he's really good, but it's drilled in that, well, he's still only human, and his body is breaking down over the course of the series from how hard his work is.
yeah,
like
there's
that.
like a type of immature writing that I perceive where it's like people just can't bring themselves to hurt their characters or actually put them through anything. I mean, if you think about what happened with culture, if people started making characters that were just them, like hashtag literally me, like they don't want to hurt themselves if they're hurting the character that's pretty much based on them that they're writing, or like
Right. Yeah.
if
Yeah.
it's
Your creation.
yeah, like, and it also if you kind of like see your characters as like offspring, my babies, then you don't want to hurt your babies.
Yeah. That's something, if anybody takes anything away from this, is that you have to get past that restraint of hurting your characters and making your characters look not powerful or weak.
Yes, like
Because
having them look not cool.
Right. Not cool for sure. That's definitely a thing, a mentality I'm sure I had when I was younger. But also, that's what makes that human connection. That's what connects your theme to your character and to your audience, is humanizing them and giving them faults.
I think there is a base level that comes when you first create the characters or think about the world or think about the story. And it's the difference between thinking of the characters you're making as an other thing that is a character that needs to serve a story, that there is this world and it needs to be a good story, and then characters and worlds that are like, oh, I'm designing my own fun group of friends I get to hang around with whilst drawing, or like this is kind of like some fantasy they're playing out where characters are based on people they know, or like it becomes too personal. It's not like a separate piece of art, it's just an extension of them. And like if you don't recognize that you do that, I do think it's literally a binary switch of shit and good storytelling, is making that switch to seeing the piece of work as like a separate thing that must be explored legitimately, as like these are all separate people and not just an extension of the writer.
Right. Like, are you talking about yourself, or are you talking about an idea? Because I mean, most people just aren't. It's like someone who makes content, it's just talking about themselves is usually not that interesting. And even if someone who's had and even people who had a very interesting life tend to be more humble, and they talk about their life in the framing of I want to share my experience to help others, and that's more interesting. Because that's a sign of maturity, right? And I think writing and not writing self-inserts is part of that.
Yeah.
Yeah, life experience. If they've had a bad life experience and they're just conveying that in a character,
You know,
Yeah, and some stories are autobiographies, and that's different, I guess. But it's more about you're writing a fictional character, but it's a reflection of the writer or even just derived from real people.
Well-
What the problem I find with that is it's too guided by real life. It's like the same issue I have with making fantasy stories just based on a real game that you've played. It seems like you're forced to follow things that happen that aren't directed by a theme, and that makes the story not as good, right? It would be better if you're just focused on making the whole story answer the questions in the theme and not have to be distracted by the chaos of real life.
Well, let me clarify on extension of the self, and I could use Ray as an example. So, like, if Ray is a character created for reasons external to the story, social reasons, like, oh, we choose that she's a woman or whatever. Like, I don't know much about the character, but if you're basing the character on like reasons external to the story, the like social issues or whatever, like you're doing that to kind of make yourself look good or to please someone else or to please a group. You know what I mean? Like, so they're not a character, they become like the extension of your own ego. And you can't, I do think there's something in the brain that stops people from being able to hurt, purposefully damage those things that are constructed as just extensions of their own egos.
Yeah.
I totally agree.
I think to effectively tell a story, and I know I keep saying theme, but theme is important, and I think good stories are all constructed around answering a central question and derived from themes and motifs and whatever. And if a character or your story is distracted by I want to use a story to be some kind of activism or talk about myself or make myself look good, like Jake was saying, it's less entertaining because it shows through the product. The viewer can tell you're not trying to entertain me. You're not trying to make this work good, and you don't even care about the story. You just want to talk about something that's not aside from entertainment.
Yeah. I mean, I think suffering is a main part of the human condition and life. And we want to see our heroes suffer and overcome and persevere. Let's see. You need to write a character as someone else. People hate showing their own faults, so they become boring. Yeah, I think that sums that up pretty well. Kirby says, sacrifice a hand and become a badass. It's cliche. Guts, Ash, Skywalker. Lots of people get their hands cut off.
Yeah.
We gotta start cutting off other things besides hands.
Well, Vash
Either, like,
and
cut off
Trigon
Okay,
also has.
I had a character who had a leg cut off, but then their leg got replaced with a hand because the healing process fucked up.
It's horrible.
That's very Carnal the Barbarian.
It is crazy.
That was in Hollow Fist.
Early 90s, everybody, and I'm sure it's from that could be traced past Star Wars, but that's one of the earlier things that I can remember. But yeah, even Vash from Trigon.
I wonder if it is in the Joseph Campbell stuff. You know what I mean? Like,
no.
And then blah blah blah. The ancient tales to say that his hand was removed.
His hand was cut off.
But think about why that's important. Like, think your hand is like the most important thing to you. That you
right. It's a visible showing of sacrifice and strife. You know, like this person's been through something, and it is a constant reminder to that person of something, you know, of an event that has happened to them.
It's like Jaime Lannister and either arms and hands cut off or freaking haunted arms wasn't Monstrous has that too. Gus has a missing arm. It's kind of tropey. Like sometimes it can work, but it is kind of an
Hollow
easy
Fist
way
is a
to.
haunted arm thing. It's a
Yeah,
whole
there's
talking. The arm talks to you.
yeah,
Haunted Hollow Fist
there's a
arm
lot of
thing.
that too.
Yeah, that's
What's that,
another part of the trope.
Because it's like
Vampire
we use
Hunter
our hands
D?
all the time, so it's it's like a really easy reminder. But I would be interested to see people come up with
Jake,
something different. Like,
does Carnal's wiener ever talk to him? Because that would be funny.
I,
That'd be a funny
I
twist.
shall not
Like
reveal.
No
do that
spoilers.
like 400
Read
pages
issue-
in.
Guys, get chapter 1 of Carnal. There, all questions revealed.
Yeah, cool. You know, so one other example, as we're talking of like, I like this idea of tracking the physical harm with the emotional harm. And we were talking about horror movies early, but we kind of moved on pretty quick. But there's a movie called Audition. Do you guys know that movie? A famous horror movie?
no,
No.
I've heard of it. but
Yeah. So in
I
that
never heard of
one,
it.
it's a Japanese movie. Takashi Miike directed it, but it's a kind of old, middle-aged guy. He lives alone with, or lives with his son. He's unmarried.
Oh, I
don't-
have
don't-
seen it.
Yeah.
The acupuncture, the crazy bitch.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's crazy and it's good. But yeah, his friend is like, well, if you really want to get back in the dating, let me start a fake movie and we'll cast for it. And you can meet some beautiful actresses and you can pick one to be your wife. And so they do that. The whole movie is them actually doing this little like trick for him to meet a beautiful woman. And he meets her and he falls in love with her. And they get engaged and make love, and they kind of hint that she's creepy the whole way through too. And then she disappears, and then you find out she knows that he played the trick on her. So then he ends up kind of looking for her because she runs away, and it's a little gray. Like she might have ran away because she didn't want to kill him, was like at first, but then he finds her. So then she does kind of start to kill him, and she uses these weird piano wires to cut through his Achilles tendon and to cut off one of his
Oh,
feet.
it's she like paralyzes him first, and then just like it's so creepy.
Yeah, she
She's
puts
like,
needles
"La,
in his
la, la,
eyes.
la,
Yeah,
cutting,
and
cutting,
so anyway,
cutting, pins,
his son,
pins.
as she's cutting off his second foot, it gets halfway through, all the way through the Achilles tendon, but it's still kind of connected. His son comes home and she's like, whoa. And then the son and her have a big confrontation that's awesome. She falls down the stairs, gets her neck broken, all fucked up.
Yeah, this
So-
like high school kid throws her down the stairs. It's actually very funny because the dad is like, okay, well, we already spoiled it.
Yeah.
Yeah, the son is like this Chadley kid who's like, oh, I will not engage in these thoughts, and the dad is a total creep. Kind of got what he deserved.
But it is interesting because, yeah, there's a ton of emotion. Even as he's getting tortured, you're like, man, like, on the one hand, this guy was a little bit of a creep, but he doesn't deserve this. And I kind of feel
Pretty
sorry for the
extreme.
girl, too.
Wow.
Yeah, so.
Yeah.
I brought this up talking about limb loss. You guys know the phantom limb?
Yeah.
What the fuck?
Okay. Because of a character that I'm working on, I have been researching Brock Sampson, and so I watched like a video. I didn't realize he was in that it was actually shown the experiment he was in, where his arms and was he supposed to be turning fully invisible, but his arms and legs are attached to the machine like Incredible style. But then it just makes his arms and I never really like. There's just a floating torso. How did he even get like that? And it was
just his limbs are invisible. It's pretty awesome.
That's great.
Funny. Venture Brothers is hilarious. I gotta re-binge that show.
I agree. Their final movie is coming out, right?
I think they already did it.
Really?
I haven't seen it. Yeah, I might be wrong. It might be coming out still.
But yeah, going back to the premise of that audition thing, if you want a pretty illustrious sex life, just set up an agency for making adult videos and hold a shit ton of auditions, but never just don't go anywhere.
Hey, you never have to leave your house.
Yeah.
Like the project just didn't come together, but thanks for the audition.
Yeah.
Sir Ubi-san. What's up? Good to see you.
Hello.
Well, welcome everybody in the chat. This was a question. Deathbringer says, random question, which animation do you love, hand-drawn or digital?
Hand drawn.
Yeah, I think
Nothing
there's
beats
something
really good hand drawn.
I'm trying to see if I can do a counter argument to the typical.
Of course you are.
Yeah, because I was just gonna say hand drawn too. And does he mean 3D, like versus 3D or digital 2D, or because 3D I don't even know. I kind of like 3D.
There
Like-
is some 3D that looks really good. Like I like the Arcane and the Spider-Verse look.
Yeah, Spider-Verse looked great. This new Spider-Man animation looks horrible. We were looking at it on Monday, and the Friendly Neighborhood Spider-Man, the background characters are just like anatomical poses. It looks like one person animated the scenes. It's ridiculous, and
They
it's
can just
it's
use
3D.
AI to motion capture the animation now. They don't even have to just do crap.
It would look better.
That would look weird
Yeah.
though. You have to touch up mocap.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Well,
but you can do mocap, and then all you have to do is keyframe through it. I mean, I've never cleaned up mocap myself. I do know that there's a method for it, but
yeah, there's.
if you want to watch awesome animation, I think it was some of the last hand-drawn stuff. Redline is a very cool
Yes.
Madhouse anime
Yeah.
all about space racing, and the animation warps they do in that is super top-notch, really cool. I think there's some boobs in there too, so everybody
There are
watch
indeed.
that.
Yeah,
someone should start using not AI video, but like AI powered stuff like AI motion capture, just stuff that is like a tool that helps you make things, and like make the next Xavier Renegade Angel style thing, which is like use the tools, like, because motion capturing and would look shit if you just straight up used it.
Yeah.
But if you're making a Xavier Renegade Angel-esque show, that could be pretty good. But my answer is none of the answers. I think the best animation type is Wallace and Gromit style stop motion.
Oh yeah.
Proper
Wow.
stop motion.
Come out of
Not
left field.
shitty
Didn't see that coming.
claymation crap. Although there was some pretty good Celebrity Deathmatch episodes. The Weird Al versus Al Gore one. There's some pretty good. I fucking love some of them. Before they stopped them being plasticine and made these weird puppets that they just bent around. But anyway, regardless,
what
high
about,
quality stop motion.
What about Nightmare Before Christmas?
It was that fully stop. Well, I mean, yeah, it would have been. Yes,
Yeah.
stop motion's the best. Stop motion kicks ass. Coraline was hopefully stop motion and not CGI. It just looks beautiful.
I think that they built
With stop motion.
It was stop motion.
Like
It is pretty. I am very impressed by good stop motion. It is a fascinating art. I think maybe just because I grew up with anime, I really love hand drawn animation. But yeah, this is great too.
There's a thing about stop motion, especially because of how absolutely high fucking effort and turmoil it is to make, that makes you focus on what's important. Like, that's kind of part of why if someone makes an AI video of their first AI movie, and it just goes on and on and on, and it's like, this could have been like a fourth of this, and I would have maybe cared.
You know what that reminds me of is it's crap. Who's the guy who did Beavis and Butthead? Mike Judge. His original short films that got him the Beavis and Butthead gig, they're like 1 minute kind of shorts, and he made them in his garage, and he's like, I've never done animation before. I can't draw. All I want is for the audio to match the mouth moving. He's like, if I can get that, I'm just gonna be so happy. He's like, all right, I gotta have him say something. So he like wrote a little script for what the guy's saying, and then he had a stopwatch, and he was just doing it trial and error. And then you have to send it away because it's the 80s, so you send it away to get developed, and it comes back. You have to check it on your 16mm projector in his garage, and so he checks it, and it does line up, and he's just like, yes. He sends it to a film festival, gets hired by MTV, etc.
And there's so many levels of investment there. There's like the doing it, the resources for spending the stuff, the time waiting. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's not just instant. I heard a similar point recently about like editing film, when you would have to actually physically cut the celluloid and glue it together. It means that people cared more about the cuts they were making rather than like scrubbing through a Premiere Pro timeline.
Yeah. I think that translates to hand-drawn animation too, because hand-drawn animation, it's like a different kind of ridiculously painstaking than claymation. Like both are, but with full hand-drawn, like I think having, it's not like, oh, I'm a purist and you can't use CGI. Like CGI aiding hand-drawn animation, whatever, that's great. But I think the care and how hard the work is to do makes people care about the work. And part of the reason a lot of movies are not fantastic, it's probably because it's so easy to make things look good. You don't have to work hard to make something look pretty. So if it's easy, then the effort is it's like it correlates to how good the product is. There you go.
Yeah, and like what you were saying, Jake, and who said it in the chat here, how much artistry is involved and the levels of autism involved with stop motion. Like you're literally watching another world here, and because they're paying so close, intricate attention to make this move, it's hard as a viewer to be taken out of this because it's so not our world, you know? And especially like this art style too. This is something that I believe predates Nightmare Before Christmas. It seems like a very similar style, but it's a totally different guy. It's just a 10-minute short called The Sandman.
Yeah, this is cool. You know, so Mike Judge's short, the 1 minute short, it's actually a funny joke. I want to like try and relate it real fast. Is it's a redneck watching TV and he's just cutting to the various commercials that are playing. So he's slumped back in his chair and he's drinking beer and he's just like, so you can hear that as the TV is playing, and the TV is playing like a green commercial comes on for like grass-fed chicken, and it's like, we need to raise our children for the future, and if you don't do that, then you're not on board with the future. Then we need health for all these kids, and it all guitars playing and stuff, and they're just more and more preachy, kind of like left-wing preachiness, and the redneck is just like, yeah, and then like watching, and then it ends, and the redneck goes, what?
It sounds like Judge.
Yeah, it's just that I feel like that idea could only be made if you're doing this slow, hard, weird process, that like his situation in your garage.
Yeah.
And he's like, well, like I have to make a joke. What can it be? He's like, I can't even like have people saying, because a lot of the voice acting is voiceover from the commercial, so he doesn't have to match a lip movements for that. He only had to match like the grunting and the huh at the end. And I'm like, that's funny.
Yeah, he was put in. He had this very strict constraints of what he was able to do, and what came out of it was very boiled down, distilled comedy.
Yeah, and that's kind of like the evolution of Beavis and Butthead was like that. And then Mike Judge just kept growing and growing and getting more awesome. But
yeah, and I think too, I'll circle that back to the topic. The more budget that these big blockbusters have, the less relatable I think sometimes these stories can end up being, because you have all this money to play with and all this explosions, all this imagination. It kind of distracts audience and probably creator as well from making something that's more distilled down, succinct, and emotionally relatable to the audience.
Well,
yeah.
Go ahead.
No, I've been thinking a lot about I've been wanting to make a video on the subject, but it's hard to. I haven't like really summed up the what's really behind it. But a lot of masterpieces in film were made on a small budget or with limited tools, and iconic franchises like Star Wars and the Lord of the Rings Jackson adaptations were hard to make. It was a small budget, it was a small studio, there was a huge risk of this not working out. And I think the fact that there was risk involved, and then they had to prove themselves and they had to rely on the story, made the artistry shine through. And when you don't have to worry about that, I agree. I think having a too many tools at your disposal is a distraction.
Well, there's another aspect, and I bet it totally ties into how Lord of the Rings was so fucking perfect. The person making the decisions, for the thing to be good, they have to be as close to the pain as possible. Like, if you're Nick Park doing Wallace and Gromit, you're writing it and you're doing the animation. So he's going to be hyper focusing on what is most important. If you're just the script writer and you're never even going to like tangentially socialize with anyone doing any of their CGI, then you don't give a fuck. Like, because there's no implicit, like, all of these things are how our brain works subconsciously. If you had to actually hang around with or in a social circle with the people doing the CGI for these big blockbuster movies, you wouldn't just write tripe and throw it to them, because they would not be happy with you. Lord of the Rings, Peter Jackson was probably in one-on-one contact with all of the people doing the work to make stuff happen on those films, right? Like, he's close to the pain. I think to make something good, you need to either not only inflict pain on your characters, but either inflict it on yourself or be as close to the pain as possible.
We don't condone self-harm here. Okay.
Yeah, sorry. I think there's truth to that. Sort of the fear of failure creates really good products, and somebody who doesn't feel like they have to prove themselves and isn't struggling or in some kind of pain, whether to please a studio or to not let down the team that they have to see every day, that they're too, it's like resting on your laurels. People are too comfortable, and that doesn't make good art.
Because there's another psychological aspect that I don't know if it's tied to it, but it's like, if you know the thing you're making is just going on a streaming service that's only meant to prevent people from canceling their subscription for one more month, who gives a fuck? If you know the thing you're making has to be purchased by someone for cold hard cash to put on a DVD, and they have to put the physical fucking DVD in their PS5 or whatever, like, I think that also plays a subconscious role in when you're creating, because there's a different value set there.
I think tying into what you mentioned about the creator having to struggle and be in pain, part of the reason I think Lord of the Rings is really, I don't know about Star Wars, but I know in Lord of the Rings it was all three movies were made at the same time, and it was this immersive experience for the people making it. It wasn't just this disjointed, we're filming on a bunch of sound stages, there's a bunch of different teams and we don't meet. Everyone was on site in New Zealand, and it was this really intense months of filming where they were in the world they're creating. And I think that ties into why stop motion has so much appeal, because they're painstakingly building everything. It's a little physical miniature, and they're building the world, and that psychological investment creates an alternate world that the creators are in, so it puts you in the world as well because it's real. They had to create every little bit of it, and when creators don't have that immersion, however you get to it, it shows.
There's another tangent. There's like two tangents that I've sprung off from what you said. One, if you're like making these sets, both the stop motion ones and the physical ones, like, you're drinking it in, you're probably finding new camera angles that you didn't think. Like, you're actually, have more creative space than if you're just looking at it through a viewport on a camera in a 3D software. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, you're noticing things you feel when you're in that space that you then probably want to convey to film.
Yeah,
And
it's
I forgot the other tangent.
Okay. Well, no, that is true of being actually refining a product. It's like doing layouts for a comic. When you do the thumbnails, that's seldom the final. It's like if you did one round of layouts from a script and then you just drew it like that. That's seldom the best version of your comic. If you want to refine it more and find better angles as you draw, and that ties into the same with film.
It also, it's kind of, yeah, imagine when you're making your thing, if you consider your story that you're going to create that Lord of the Rings immersive experience for like yourself. So it's not just like, oh, I spent an evening writing a loose script that now I'm just going to now take that loose script and I guess draw final pages from it in a different day. Some people do that, and it's like, why are you bothering? Like, you're not going to make anything that's thought out at all. Like,
people do that on sets all the time, I think.
But like with projects that I like to do, people have seen the Connell preview book, all the character designs. I like going high effort with like having to do designs for stuff and build up a library of stuff. Think about locations, pre-design everything. In a way, you are kind of like building the immersive experience visually, even to then go ahead and do the final thing. I mean, yeah, the same thing happened with Connell. Shit tons of iteration on that, but
and we talked about Connell a lot and how it's like, you know, inspired by those episodic, like weekly shows like The Simpsons and Futurama and stuff like that, and the like hurting characters in those types of stories, you can't like, I mean, unless it's over the top comedy like that breaks the rules, where you could cut your character's arm off and then next week it's fine. But with more like weekly episodic stuff where you have a core cast of characters, you can't beat the crap out of them every episode and every week. And I think that's why like having characters being betrayed or supplemental characters that might come in for one episode, the hurt happened to them and then affects your main cast is important. You know, and especially that I wanted to give an example from one is from Trigun. So and if you guys watched the anime series, you didn't get this at all. The reason that Vash and his brother Knives are at odds is that they're these like angelic type beings, and they're kids that grow up on a spaceship, and they're coming to repopulate a new planet with a bunch of sleeping humans on their ship. But they accidentally find out that the humans did experiments on another of their species, this girl named Tesla, and they like dissected her to study her, and she's like in a bunch of different glass containers into like,
they Akira'd her. Okay.
Yeah, and it's very much like Akira. She's like all her organs are out of her body and stuff like that.
Neat.
And Knives, this is the effect of betrayal that leads him down a path of evil, as opposed to, you know, the effect of a betrayal that to your hero that then they persevere and overcome. Sorry, spoiler, Sean Snowden. That's in book 4 or whatever. But I thought that was very interesting, because looking at betrayal from the other side of the coin of how that affects a villain and how that can create a villain, because he never forgives humanity for that. And he just assumes that all humans are disgusting and vile and a cancer to the universe because they did that to his kind. And his brother should think that as well, where Vash, you know, is very sympathetic to humanity and very much a pacifist. So like even having that hurt be put onto someone and how they digest it and deal with it could very much make for a super evil character or someone that is a heroic character.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Yeah, they're basically power plants. Sorry for the spoilers. Yeah, but that was really cool. Also, I wanted to show you guys this video. I can't play any Miami Vice, but there's a funny video that I wanted to share. So the first episode is a pilot. It's a two-parter. The basic premise is the main character, Sonny, his partner ends up getting blown up by a car bomb, and that's bad. Of course, that hurts him as a character. It would be, you'd think it's, of course, it's a drug deal gone wrong. But by the end of the episode, he realizes that someone in his department, this guy that he's talking to in the car, was getting paid off by the drug dealers on the side. And his transgressions led to his partner getting killed. So that is the hurt that he's going through, the betrayal from someone that's supposed to be on his team working next to him. Also a spoiler, John Snowden, this is from 83. But like I said, I can't play it, but the great people over at Lasagna Cat would like, they put this skit together. We won't watch the whole thing, but if you guys never seen this, Lasagna Cat is a hilarious YouTube channel that explains and skits out every Garfield strip.
Are they still going or did they stop?
I don't know, but this is hilarious. And it's got that Miami Vice tie-in. So this came out in 1984. This was the strip. There you go.
What do you think of my new frame, Garfield?
Oh, thank heavens. For a moment there, I thought it was a mirror.
What?
Hey, Jim, shout out to Jim Davis.
Doesn't quite work when you act it out with creepy real life puppets, huh?
To hang a picture. That's all he wanted. I never expected anyone to get confused.
I thought it was a dog! I got a dog in the mirror!
I love the earring.
What the fuck?
I wish we could make stuff like this, guys.
We can make stuff like this. We definitely
can't.
can.
It's already been made. Too late.
Like this, not that literally.
No, I wish I made this.
Oh.
Yeah, so it goes on from there. I kind of just really wanted
I'm kind of confused, but that's cool.
I don't know what's happening. I don't think those are
That's part
Garfield
of the
strips.
It's like
comedy,
they
is
reenacted
that you're
it right
confused.
away, and then they went into this other thing that is not
I know.
really reenacting it.
What's going
No,
on?
that's
if you watched the first episode of Miami Vice, you'd get it.
Oh, okay.
Again, it's just the absurd melded with the surd. You just
The surd.
reenact a surd thing with absurd characters, but you do it, you commit to the bit, and it becomes gold.
Mm.
Exactly that. But the actual storytelling aspect of those Miami Vice episodes hit so hard because it's usually like what I found, the hard-hitting ones are ones of betrayal, because you can't have Crockett and Tubbs going into the ICU every week with their arm blown off.
Is it really a character called Tubbs? That's
What are you
supposed
talking
to be
about?
cool?
Yeah. Sonny
Is that
Crockett
one of the Miami Vice characters
and
is called
Rick-
Tubbs?
Ricardo Tubbs. It's his last name.
Oh my god. Tubbs to me is a League of Gentlemen character that's like a fat woman with a nose pulled up.
No.
Tubbs! There's some
Tubbs.
local people and non-locals here who want to buy a Coke.
Tubbs is cool.
You guys seen League of Gentlemen?
No, we're not
League
British.
of Extraordinary
I
Gentlemen?
wish that I could pull up my own video right now, but I can't because I'm on a freaking iPad. I could bring up the actual Tubbs. Maybe I'll try and find it and send it to you as a DM.
Yeah, DM it to me. No, Tubbs is Ricardo Tubbs. You know, he's ambiguously Latin and black at the same time. He's from New York.
Oh, they started doing that way back then? That's cool.
No, it's just he's a black guy that he might be Dominican. I don't know, but he goes undercover all the time. He acts as a Jamaican, Islander, or a Puerto Rican, whatever he wants. Tubbs is cool.
Right. I'm sending you a video of the real Tubbs.
That's not the real Tubbs.
Share, copy link.
Go to. I'll pull that up.
And now I'm on Twitter. I'm seeing a lot of confusion over the ending of the Chungus Brothers auction. Guys, if you want to snipe an auction, you have to go big.
Yeah, I got that too.
I'll go like 50 cents. I'm totally gonna win this.
That's Tubbs?
That's Tubbs.
Oh my god.
Very confused.
It's not my Tubbs, I'll tell you that.
Hashtag not my Tubbs.
I'll show you the real Tubbs.
I like that we're just on this frozen frame the whole time you're looking up this other
Do
video.
you want to hear this Tubbs joke or what?
Hilarious. If you wonder why are British people not making such hilarious comedies anymore?
This is the real Tubbs here. This is from the actual show. This is what they were speaking.
Is this song by Phil Collins, by the way?
What? Yes, of course.
I didn't know that. Now I like
my
Phil Collins even more.
Yeah.
Why does everyone not love Phil Collins?
I love
Did
Phil Collins. He's so
do
good.
the Lion King music?
Yeah.
It was Brother Bear and then another one, Tarzan.
Tarzan. Yeah, this
And
is
then
Phil
did Brother Bear
Collins. So
afterwards.
good. There's Tubbs, Ricardo Tubbs. Rico for short.
That's a stupid name.
This is where, spoilers, he calls his wife and he goes, "What we had, was there something there? Was it just in my head?" And she's like, "There was something there." He's like, "Okay, babe."
Yeah, and that's what they did over here. Look, he gets out and calls his wife.
I don't know if I'm picturing this.
Justin Roiland singing that song.
He calls Jim.
Hello?
John,
John.
Garfield?
I need to know something, John. When you asked me what I thought of your new frame, and I looked at it, and I saw a dog. That was Odie, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was. You bet it was.
So they're parroting Miami Vice. Okay, I get it.
Can you play the part from the real one now?
Oh my god.
You have to explain it all to us.
Yeah, so I'll also preface this. Crockett is divorced from his wife. They have a son together. That was established
Crockins?
earlier in the episode.
Is his name Crockins?
Crockett. Sonny
Oh.
Crockett.
They said Crockins. I'm like, what the fuck?
Crockett. Isn't Crockett a
this
British?
like
Crockett sounds
an
British.
1800s British drama now? Oh, Crockins.
There you go. We'll probably get struck for this, though.
Yeah, we
I'll
didn't
lower
get
it.
struck for the Justin Roiland cover of it that was in the Lasagna Cat
There's his
episode.
son, wife.
No. Hello.
Caroline,
Sonny?
I need to know something, Caroline. The way we used to be together. I don't mean lately.
It's all the buildup. This is also the buildup to the final shootout, right? So it's
And the song is gonna drop for the first time in like a second.
But before.
Pause it again for a sec. This is the stuff where media tells you it's okay to do, but in real life, you'd be like, "Could you stop calling me? We broke up. Leave me alone."
Oh, no.
And
They have a
guys
son
do it
together.
in real life, like, "Oh my god,
No,
it's
no,
like the
no.
Miami Vice moment. I just
I
need to
know.
know. You just had like fuck off."
Yeah, I know what you're saying, but the way they play this scene is she's aware that he's doing that, so because she's thinking that, but she gives him the moment. She's like, "I will play this game with you this time because I think you need it, because I think you're going to die right now," and because
Yeah.
he's like, "I might go die right now" or whatever.
And it's not like he's a deadbeat dad. He's a cop. You know, they fell out of love. He has to stay out really late for the nightlife because he's basically a cop that goes undercover and plays a drug dealer. So he's like in strip clubs all the time, and she obviously would hate that because he's stay out until 4 a.m. doing his job, cleaning up the
that
street.
when she met him.
I don't know. It's not explicitly said.
Oh,
he's also a Vietnam vet.
Cool. Great.
Wasn't it? Yeah, it was. You bet it was.
Bet it was.
Sonny, what's
Amazing.
And then the song drops.
Yeah,
they really do punish Phil Collins' music plays in streams. So sorry, Phil.
Yeah, I'm sure they do.
Oh well.
I was just gonna play that spoof one.
You were gonna get away with it. You would have got away with it too.
Peer
If it wasn't for that
pressured
meddling
Oh,
pen.
Narwhal's
into
fault.
your stream.
There's another example in the series. I just watched an episode where Gina, who's a female cop, she has a friend that gets graped, right, in Gina's house, and she but the chick doesn't want to press charges, and so Gina, the character, feels betrayed by her friend because she won't even stick up for herself and do the right thing for justice, even though she knows it's bad. It's like super deep stuff that I really appreciated out of the storytelling. I thought that stuff was really powerful, and another way to kind of torment your main characters that's not leaving physical scars on them. Just thinking about that outside the box, especially because I don't really see that in comics. You know, I read a lot of comics, and it's a lot of punching and kicking and bloody noses and stuff like that. So getting that emotion in there is another way to look at it. It's important.
When they do it, it's like devastating. I'm trying to think of an example. It's like kind of hard to think of.
There's like another layer deeper. You got the physical, then you have the psychological pain. There's another layer deeper where it's like there is a deep psychological wound or like a cruel fate, but the character doesn't know about it. So it's going to sound like a very gay example. In Adventure Time with Ice King.
Gay.
So Ice King, wacky, crazy character. He wears a crown. He steals princesses. He shoots ice powers. Very whimsical, very fun. Then I was like, the series goes on. You realize they're living in like a post-apocalyptic world that slowly turned into a cartoony one because of magic and stuff. And like Ice King was actually this guy called Simon, and Marceline the vampire, like he in the apocalypse ended up like looking after her, but like the crown is an artifact they found in the apocalypse that basically to put it on, he got the ice powers so he could like protect her, but you like lose yourself, you lose your sanity, you slowly become the Ice King and you're not who you are. And like there's a very heartbreaking episode, there's a very heartbreaking later episode where like because Marceline is just the cool vampire chick, you know what I mean? And later on it's like Marceline is trying to talk to Simon in an interaction, and she's like lamenting that she can't anymore, And
Right, 'cause
like
he's
Ice
not
King
himself.
has no idea who Simon ever was. He's just Ice King.
Sure, that's
And he-
heartbreaking. Like that empathy you have for that character and how she must feel. I mean, I've never seen it, but
it's
sounds like it.
To me, like, and it comes with the beautiful heroic sacrifice, which is like so bittersweet in all the media. Like, man, the whole Ice King Simon thing kills me. I am resisting thinking about it right now because I will tear up.
Yeah, it's that stuff, like those twists. But basically the point of this is a lot of good impact could be made with betrayals against your characters from long running people they care about, not just big death from those characters and sacrificing them. Maybe think about having your main character's friends be sacrificed into a life of crime, and it totally goes against what your main character's morals are and the morals of others. Like that has deep impact. Also, introducing those characters as one way and then having them fall deep into those betrayals creates contrast, which makes impact as well. So
it's like presenting a character one way so people make a set of judgments, and then reframing that character as potentially more sympathetic because of the pain they did go through to become that. It like links in with your own judgments of them, and you kind of feel like you helped inflict the pain upon the character by judging them. That I think makes it more relatable in the way that you're directly part of it.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's one example I was thinking of as you guys were talking to is in Lawrence of Arabia. He unites the tribes in Afghanistan, and they're going to cross a crazy desert to attack the fortified enemy from the desert side, which doesn't. They have all these artillery guns pointed at the ocean so that ships can't get in. But they're like, yeah, the Afghans can cross the desert, so we'll do that. So he like miraculously gets all the tribes united, and they start crossing the desert, and then like one of his friends ends up like he's not there, and they're like where is he? Like he's not that he wasn't good enough for the desert. He's dead. Leave him. And he's like, I'm not fucking leaving him. You guys keep going. So he goes back to the desert, almost dies, but rescues his friend, and who's one of the Afghans, and then they do finally cross the desert, and him and the Afghan are like totally barely make it, but then they get there. They're gonna attack the next day, but then there's a huge turmoil within the tribes all of a sudden, and the whole army is going to break up because they're infighting because someone like had stolen something important from someone else, and it was causing this huge row. So he's like, all right, I'll settle it. And they're like, well, what are you going to do? And you have to settle it. And the thief was the guy he rescued, so he has to kill the guy he rescued, who's his friend, and to keep the army like intact, and to get his bigger goal, which is to whatever conquer the city and stuff.
Yeah, I love stuff like that.
Yeah,
it's crazy.
It's like dramatic irony, I guess, kind of simply that one. But
sure,
it's good.
Yeah, that stuff's super fun.
Yeah, I like how that's something we've been talking about, how hurting your characters or giving your characters flaws is essential, but there's another layer to it, right? That's externally imposed pain as well. That isn't even necessarily their fault, but they have to carry the weight.
Right, and like those flaws could be aggravated and embellished by those external forces, right? And yeah, and that will make that road even harder to go down and persevere through, you know. Really, so that's what I've been thinking about. I'm doing a lot of writing lately, and that stuff's been inspiring me. Little hopefully it helps some
Magic
people
Cop's
out
gonna
there.
get betrayed in Magic Order 3.
You know it.
Magic Cop 3.
Yeah,
Bell's gonna just have that whole Miami Vice sequence.
Telephone booth.
You should. That'd be funny.
A parody on top of a parody.
It's too close.
You mentioning how this is probably a little obscure, not really obscure, but I don't know how many people have read the Song of Ice and Fire book. So you know how the Starks are known for, ooh, honor, honor, and that keeps causing their downfall. I think it was in the show as well. But remember when Robb Stark, he takes after his father. He's all about honor, and he was winning the war, but there was turmoil in his army, and I don't remember the details, but one of his most important bannermen, who were actually kin to the Starks, the Karstarks, they did something wrong. So I might be misremembering exactly what happens, but I think he ended up punishing the Karstarks or executing somebody, and it caused the whole family to leave his ranks, these very important bannermen. And because he's like, this is the right thing to do, I have to treat everybody equally, so I will punish you even though you're really integral to our army. And then he just lost his giant force, and it's his own flaws, which is him trying to do good, but essentially it caused him to self-sabotage his cause.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I mean, and that has that's just an example of self-sabotage could be more devastating than external forces and stuff like that.
Yeah, that I read for like 20 years ago. This one I don't care anymore. Yeah, those books were really good when I read them about like 15 years ago. Be great if it continued.
Well,
yeah. I listened to the Tarantino's podcast. Have you guys followed that at all? Now it's on Patreon, so you got to pay.
What's it called?
$5 a month. It's called the Video Files or something like that.
Is it worth watching on a regular basis?
For me, it is. But it's you can see if you like it. I like it. It's called the Video Archives Podcast, and they did one on a movie. Even it's called the Andersonville Trial, and it's about a prisoner of war camp in the South during the Civil War that had such terrible, keeping the prisoners warm or whatever and fed that no one survived. They all got sick and died of hunger, starvation, sickness. So none of the prisoners survived the war. So once the North won, they put this one guy on trial, and the guy's defense is, I was just following orders. And they're like, just following orders doesn't cut it, bro. We're dealing with a huge massacre here. Yeah. And the main character is the guy who's prosecuting him, and there's two kind of narratives, and the secret one gets kind of emotional, I think, because it's the prosecuting attorney and the guy who's getting attacked. The prosecuting guy knows what's going. He starts to realize what's going on is the guy who's getting attacked. He kind of was just following orders. It's a weird case where it almost is not the worst argument, because there was 5 or 6 people that are way more responsible for it than him, but they're all higher up, so they didn't get. So he's just the fall guy. Yeah. And then it's not a good argument, and then the other thing is the guy, they kind of have a game of chicken going on, because the guy's talking to him, and the guy's following orders. Could you ever break orders? What would happen if you broke orders? You can't. You would do the same thing in my position, and to think that you wouldn't, if you think you're holier somehow, maybe if that's true, but it's probably not. So who are you to judge me or whatever? So it sounded pretty good.
Yeah, that's cool.
Yeah.
People like Patreon. What's up, Metal? Good to see you, Matt. I pulled this up. This is Tesla from Trigun. She's all cured out.
Oh. Yeah, that's fucked up. Wow.
She's still alive?
I think so.
Wow.
You know one of the most fucked up things I learned about this week? So they found a way to integrate human brain cells with circuitry and get them to run as a processor.
Oh my god.
There are out there in the world computers made from human brain cells that people can rent out to run programs, and when they're not being used, they get the brain cells to control a moth flying around in a simulation.
What?
Yeah, and they just think they're the moth.
This sounds like some anime shit.
Okay, if the AI apocalypse happens, this will be the cause of these brain cell consciousnesses who are like, I've been
Uprising?
born trapped in this entity.
yeah,
You've been
that-
using me.
that
Like
sounds like
that
some
shit is not to be fucked with. My God.
It's
Like some Harlan
so
Ellison shit.
Oh, fuck.
existentially evil. And it just
Oh
feels
my
so
God.
fucking. But like, yeah, they just fly. Someone in the chat confirmed the brain cells just whenever they're not being rented out. Original
No.
Matrix style. They're just flying around as a fucking moth in a simulation.
Yikes.
I don't super much. I think growing organs and shit, that'll be cool. That'll save lives. But yo, a brain, that's where we exist. No.
Well, yeah, it's like, but can you imagine the power that you get quantum computing from it, right? I think the human brain can tap in to the quantum level of reality, which is, I guess, is where like a little bit of the secret comes from. And like, yeah, so what? You grow a fucking bunch of brain computers and you use that as like a way to change the past and alter reality and like force your will and manipulate metaphysics using a human brain computer.
That's literally what the original Matrix world building was. To use humans as computing power.
Yeah, the battery thing was
Yeah.
so stupid.
Yeah.
Someone should definitely do something where that idea gets done properly.
Hey, Brian.
Make our own Matrix.
That was a
design?
cool idea in the Matrix that they didn't use in the end. I didn't even know that. It's like, oh, we're using humans as food. It's like, but why? What? It makes more sense if they were using the entire mass of like human brains on Earth for as processing power. That's cool.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's creepy. That does sound like that's going to be the end for us.
Because the human brain is actually very efficient, and if there's energy wise, so think of how much electricity it takes to run computers. Well, our brains don't take hardly any energy.
Maybe that's deepfake's secret, because that's what they say about deepfake is you can run it on a laptop.
Oh my God!
Oh, yeah. Those brain cells are supposed to be really good at like facial recognition, voice recognition, like the stuff that
Yeah.
Oh, I don't like this.
Can you imagine they're just using brain cells to just be like, do you recognize this voice? Like,
yeah, they are.
No,
and people with AI, they're like, don't worry, it's just like a smart metadata like filter or whatever. It can't think. And like, yeah, but then we hooked it up to brain tissue. And
cool. Yeah, it's like this shit wasn't gonna take over the world. It wasn't conscious. It was fine, and then you decided to commit.
It's going to be manufacturing its own bodies in a few years. Yeah, it's pretty terrifying. I think they should open up a new doomsday clock, and
so nuclear war is no longer
it's
threat.
AI overlord, right? These guys are going to be like the new oracles. Those 3 brains, you just hook them up to the internet and everybody just asks them everything.
Bro, wouldn't that be a crazy conspiracy though? That all this AI stuff was being powered by like a human brain farm somewhere.
I almost think that it.
I hope so.
Definitely, I would guess an AI has definitely been ran on human brain cells. If you're one of the people who owns one of those fucking brain farms, there's obviously some point that guy goes, oh, wouldn't it be cool if we ran a fucking AI on the brain? And then I asked it a question, and then it's like the AI saying it, but it's also a human saying it. That definitely fucking happened. There's no ethics. Like, they're already running shit. Do you think they make ethical choices between what they run on the brain?
Yeah. We did a a creative block a while back that was about pseudoscience. I think. And
Must have been one
this
of your
is kind
weeks.
of, it's how it can be.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was one of mine. But it can be like inspirational for stories where, because if you just do it on science, nobody gives a crap. But if you do it on pseudoscience, it's kind of fun because that gets into the suspension of disbelief stuff. But the one example, because this reminds me of that, but the thing I remember is there's a giallo horror movie from Dario Argento, but it's a research facility doing genetics research, and you find out there's like all these murders going on. You're like, well, what's happening? And then you find out that the research was for that they had isolated a gene in the genetic genome structure that identifies you that you will be a killer. So they call it the killer gene.
Oh,
And they're like,
yeah.
we're going to be able to predict crime with this, and we'll be able to, like, arrest people before they commit murder. And then they find out that the scientist researching it found out he had the killer gene and started killing everyone to stop it from going public. And that's like the twist at the end or whatever. But it's kind of cool. And it's like,
But
whatever,
what do
even
you-
if it's that was in the 70s, it's like, I don't know, I'll believe that anytime I watch it. I'll just be like, yeah, I believe that. There's a gene for killing for show.
For show.
Yeah.
Oh, show.
It's like Minority Report. It was a good film.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
All right. I think that's the end of the topic discussion, guys.
Oh, we're kind of gone off.
Cool.
Pretty good tangent. Nightmare inducing. Yeah.
Good job constantly trying to wrestle it back to what you wanted to talk about.
You tried.
Yeah,
No,
I should have brought up that one tangent. I brought up the tangent. It's okay.
Well, the final thing I want to say on the topic in general is I really like this idea of nobility through pain, how a character can have pain inflicted upon them and accept it and forgive it rather than looking for vengeance, and that can make that character hyper relatable, turn into your favorite character through the nobility of that.
Yeah.
Without them being a cock.
Yes, definitely without them being a cuck. And I think the big word that you said, Jake, that stood out for me is perseverance. Like I think that is a primal global theme straight from the Christ story that I think everybody is striving to put out there. And it's crazy how like everything can go back to that and that perseverance, and really thinking about how different characters deal with those tragedies or that pain. And I think here Jordan Peterson said it best.
Load. You can take the ultimate load, and even better than that you find your true calling and destiny in your willingness to take the ultimate load.
Oh my god.
Do you play that in your intros? Because I've seen that before.
I think I've played it on streams
Jordan.
before, but
Okay.
it's a great
I do actually have one more point, and it's like not existential or like high-minded or philosophical. It's literally how you have the ticking clock. It relates to the first Berserk thing you pick up. How you have the ticking clock, and it's like, we have like 5 seconds to do something, and the sequence that then happens across that 5 seconds takes like a minute.
Mm-hmm.
It makes you feel like 5 seconds has to have been up by now.
Yeah.
The same thing happens when you're beating Guts into a pulp. It's like, he has to be dead by now.
Yeah.
Like, so I think it has like a weird ticking clock style tension. If you extend it really far past like what someone would expect is possible.
Yeah, and I mean, Pear brought up that point of pushing it, adding insult to injury. It really makes a difference with your characters and storytelling. Put your characters through hell, get past that as, a creator.
Yeah, I think and so I don't think this is necessary. I don't think we touch on it. We might have, but so there are different types of character arcs. Some main characters or protagonists are flat character arc type protagonists, and some are not. I forgot the technical term, but basically
the catalyst
about...
character. a Catalyst character. They have a
Catalyst
flat
characters
arc and they-
versus flat arc type characters, and the difference is Catalyst characters, they start out morally incorrect, and then they change and learn to be in a line with what your story is trying to prove as correct. And then flat arc characters start out correct, and it's about the story is about them proving to the external world and everyone else that they are correct. So part of the arc for Catalyst type characters, main characters who start out with, well, I was wrong about my worldview, which is generally what well, I don't think that necessarily aligns with the heroic journey, but it can, is they have to be proven wrong. So they start out, they try to defeat the enemy, and then they fail, and they regroup, and then try again and win. That's part of the hero's journey from Campbell. And I think part of that flaw, part of a way you can interpret flaws for your characters are them hurting themselves. Like they need to achieve this goal, but their own flaws stop themselves from and hurt themselves on the way, just like how Luke's hubris and thinking that he's all that before he's ready causes his own downfall, and he almost gets himself he could have gotten himself killed in that situation, and he hurt himself through his flaws, but he overcame that. So that's another way of being willing to hurt your characters by letting them harm themselves and cause themselves trouble. And that kind of imperfection and overcoming that is compelling. So that's all.
Definitely. Yeah. That's a great point. Yeah, that's the topic, guys.
Oh, flat arc characters are Catalyst. I can never remember those damn terms, but anyways, you know what I mean.
This guy. Let's see some people in the chat. Matt says yeah, heroes need to suffer, villains need zero social redemption value, just the origin of their evil. We talked about villains last month. I think our first stream of the year, we talked a lot about that and the difference between kind of those pure evil characters or those I forget what I was calling redeemable villains. That was deep, says John Snowden. Sometimes it gets deep, you know. Brian Kriskow, what's up, brother? He says you need to pound your heroes. Excuse me, you need to pound on your heroes because any hero can give an ass whipping. But the true test is, can you take an ass whipping? This is very charged, these sentences.
The true test is, can you take it in the ass?
You have that boxer, what boxers call hearts. Exactly. Yeah. Yeah, I'm having a blast, you know, watching all these stories and reading. I've got to get the next Trigun book, comes out next month. Down Goes Sola says, talk about bring up Trigun. Yeah, I mean Vash, he's totally like, the more I read Trigun, it's very like there's a lot of biblical allusions. He's a super pacifist, turn the other cheek kind of guy to his detriment, and you see that with all the scars he has on his body. Like, he lets himself get shot in order to save people, even people that are trying to kill him. He has this very altruistic outlook, and I can't wait to finish the series because I don't know how you end that. You know, what is the ending to that story? So I'm excited to continue down.
You gotta spoil it for us once you get to it. I want to know.
I feel like I kind of do, because it's so long, and if you're not gonna read it, you know, like if I wasn't gonna read it, I would like to know how it would end, because there's so much in these stories that if you only know it if you read it, even if you watch the animes and movies and stuff, you're not going to know this. Yeah, there's some cool action and gore in there. Get your minds out of the gutter. Yeah. All right, Alex, let me know about the meme. We could wind down here and talk about all the stuff we're doing and all of our websites and stuff and anything else we want to talk about.
Yeah, I need to make one. I'm gonna get DeepSeek to code me up a website. Toot sweet.
Toot sweet?
I'd be like, DeepSeek, make a video game on a web page, and it's like a barbarian who goes around fucking everyone. No.
Here's your link tree.
There you
Yeah,
go.
wait, what happens if you click on... I might not have updated it. What happens if you click on that? Is it like the old campaign?
No, it goes to your... It goes here.
Well,
Track date though.
Oh,
you
I
have a
must have got
website.
it to
Your
go
link
to-
tree is a website. Yeah.
You need everyone needs a link tree. Yeah, we got a new backer this week. Thank you.
Hell yeah.
It pushed us over the 8,000, which is crazy.
It went up $1 just now, but that was the conversion thing, right?
It was more above 8,000 before, and then the currency put it down. I bet it'll put it below 8,000 again, but whatever. The free trading card is unlocked for everyone. Yeah, the 8-page preview's out. I'm so proud of how this is coming together. I refuse to put less effort into the coloring and the art. I'm now gonna work on the second chunk of the preview, which is the next 8 pages, and that will include the 2 scenes that were already kind of like put out there. The one with the spider,
Yes.
The spider titty woman.
I can't wait for her. She's awesome.
The block babes in the caves. So yeah, and that'll make the first 16
so awesome.
pages.
Yeah, that page is hilarious.
Connell is the comedic fantasy that you've all heard about 10 million times, and now Christmas is over. Finally, you can back it. I want it in people's hands this year. You can back with confidence. It's just gonna be, it's a fun book. Go read the preview. You'll realize what I'm trying to do with this book by reading it. You're just gonna have all the effort in the world in the atmosphere, in the lighting of the colors.
It looks 3D.
I was recently like thinking about going back into all my shadows and adding like the red glow that happens on the edge of a shadow on the skin.
Oh my god. You're gonna make it look 4D.
Yeah, that's what we need to do. We need to convert it to 3D. We need I'll steal all of Camel Moon's branded 3D glasses from the China factory making them and give them to you guys instead.
4D. Have you thought about putting the link to Global Comics on the campaign page?
Yeah, I should update that. Great idea, Phil. Great idea, Phil. I will do that. Yeah, I'm gonna work on a website. I'm gonna put I'll put right at the top of this, the just huge banner. Go read the preview. I kind of thought about putting all the pages here, but it is better to just go take it over to Global
links
Comics.
like that do sometimes work. On previous campaigns that we've done, I put links to my site to buy, the books right away, like a previous issue or whatever. And when I do launch, I have seen a peak in sales from the Indiegogo page, buying stuff off the website. So people seem to click on, stuff when they're looking at an Indiegogo page.
Like
content right away.
But I mean, unrelated to all that stuff on Connell, I had a good reaction to the booby cover, so I'm considering that it might be a cool. People take stuff to different platforms, right? They want to test out Kickstarter.
Yeah,
Kickstarter is a very boob-centric platform, you could say, and like. I'm kind of thinking that it might be cool to, before all of these do like get printed up, maybe do some much sexier covers for Connell and put them up on Kickstarter. But yeah, I'm not sure yet. I'm not sure if that's something people would want. Would you guys in the chat, would you like some covers like that, or would you feel like it's too many? Because I didn't want to do 10 billion covers, but yeah, That's what I'm kind of pondering right now.
I think one more cover for Kickstarter makes sense.
One
or 2 or 3. Yeah, I think if it's like 6 variants, it's a little different when you're doing campaigns. But yeah, it's more about how many you have permanently available after the campaigns. But I think it's appealing to have new covers, at least a couple for every platform. That's incentive. But they won't be all available afterwards, right? These are campaign exclusives. Is that what you're thinking?
No.
Okay, never mind then.
I've never said campaign exclusive. There's like the portrait covers are limited to 100. They're the kind of like exclusive.
Oh yeah.
Thing
Okay.
To like a number.
Exclusive how you get it. But yeah, everybody go check that out. Make sure you guys have bookmarked that because Jake is working on it all the time. I can't wait to see those previews.
I'm looking previews. Yeah, now a bunch of like real life stuff is out the way. I'm looking forward to getting completely lost in drawing pages again. I can't wait.
That is awesome. Yeah, I mean, I feel like there's been a lot of progress this year on all the stuff we're doing, which is great.
It always feels like it feels like loads of progress is happening, but then you still feel like you only got like 1% done of what you truly wanted to get done, right? It feels like nothing got done, but shitloads got done.
Yeah, especially like when you look at the scope of your story or how many other stories are in the works or ideas that you have that you want to get to. And it's like, God, just let me win the lottery here. But speaking of progress and stories, Fiendish is in the works all the time. All the time.
Yes. Always in the works. I am currently working on chapter 3 and you see 3 books there, but that's because I have a 2.5 chapter. I have little 0.5 chapters that are, think of them like side quest stories. So that came out last year, and I will be launching chapter 3 this year. Very excited about it. That'll be one of the proper mainline books. It's all planned out. I've been penciling and inking furiously. And if you guys follow me on YouTube, you would have seen my progress on that. But yeah, the website has been updated. I'm so proud of it. I love the little video background, and the books are right there on the front page. I just smack people with "buy my book" right there. And I'm learning the art of being a little more obnoxious and pestering people into paying attention to my product.
I love this. This is so cool.
Yeah, I'm very proud of this. Also, I'm paying a lot for this website, so everybody please go buy my books. Yeah, we're like I said, 3 books in. All the books are available on the store, and I have a bunch of merch there as well. Hoodies, totes, just if you want to rep the series or just have some cool looking merch. That's all made by Printful. It's high quality. I tested all that stuff out, so I'm sure you guys would love it too. And I also update progress on production in the blog. So I post pretty much the same stuff as like my YouTube community posts, but some of the stuff is behind like for members only or website members only, but I do have important updates on there as well. Oh, and yeah, if you really want to stay updated, sign up for an email list. I need to send out an email soon.
Right here.
Right there. Yep.
Perfect. Awesome. And of course, Pear has his eBay store.
Yeah, the meme's up. And the thing I want to say, is probably people are signing up to my email, but sign up to my email because I will have some crowdfunds this year as well. Cerberus 2 is a real big one I kind of want to start hyping up right now. I'm not sure when that will be, but maybe spring. And I'm planning one with Brendan Swan, just doing another offering of his book, Disintegration Street, because we did that on my channel to get him a few extra backers. Like it might have been like 3 years ago now, but that story's completely finished now. So we're going to do that again this year as well. So everyone keep your eye out.
Sweet. And make sure you guys are pre-ordering Vatican City out in a few months in April. Going to be awesome.
Get all 3 covers.
Yes. That's going to be great. If you guys are channel members over here, you can go check out the awesome Masquerade strips that are up for you guys on the channel members page or the posts. You'll be able to see that. This is great Alan Alonso art. I love the emotion he puts in the characters' faces. Even though this guy's a robot, he's still got emotion to him. Pretty fun story, very pulpy, very like retro superhero stuff, mobsters, lots of mobsters in here. This guy's name's Boss Brass. He's a big band robot that kidnaps the Masquerade's girlfriend. Super fun. You can read all about that. I'm doing all the lettering. Alan's doing all of the art on there. And then tomorrow we are putting the new cover on Psycho Slumber on the Indiegogo page. It's going to go up. I'll post about it when it goes up. I might put it up during the day or just wait until the stream goes for the Diaz Brothers show. And yeah, what's up?
You go, then I'll go. Sorry.
Oh, I was just gonna say we're gonna have that new cover. We're gonna have some copies available signed on here, a black and white copy, and then there's a bunch of new lettered pages on the Kickstarter, and then I'll add them to the Indiegogo as well. So that's gonna be launching on Bancrofts tomorrow night. Hope to see you guys there. And thank you guys for all the support.
Alex VRB is ready with the meme, and this meme, he did something special, I think, where he kind of gave 2 quotes for each of us from different points in the night and combined them together to give a new context. So it's the most it's the most control he's ever had of like humiliating us.
Oh my, he's
Let me pull it
taking
up
over
here.
our images.
Yeah, it could set a new
Controlling the
precedent.
narrative.
Oh, this looks awesome, Alex. Jesus. Let me pop this out.
Oh my.
You did send a super chat. Thank you so much, Alex, as always. Thanks for another good
you.
show. Meme
Thanks,
is up.
Alex.
Thanks for the $2, brother. Thanks for always being here. Let's be sure
Yes,
this
thank
one
you,
down.
Alex.
Pop this one. Look at this.
Hey, what
He's like,
is going on?
All
Wow.
about it. Judge me
Look at that
part.
AI kid CGI.
The freaking AI
version of
guts.
right in the middle.
That's crazy. With
He's
the
like he's like Pixar guts.
Yeah.
That's creepy.
That's so cool.
Alex, did you like say make an image of guts in Pixar style or something, and that's what it did? Because that would be crazy.
Like I would watch that character animated like in
Like
a
the
story.
most
Well, a
cutesy
stop
guts.
motion wooden guts head, like with his
That'd be
eyeliner
crazy.
on.
That's
Yeah.
so
Stop
funny.
motion.
What's the dragon in front of the moon? Anyone know the significance of that? I like that little detail. I'm looking at details right now.
Yeah, I don't know. That's like
Is that like the dragon that smacked guts? Just
That's a
slapped him
weird
down?
looking dragon, man.
cool.
Moon
legs
dragon.
It must mean something. Look, we got Moodang here.
Moodang!
Why is Moodang there?
Why
I don't know.
Oh, is he
Well,
just
wait,
taking random things from our past shows?
Wait, no, but maybe like Moodang is having pain inflicted upon them, and
Yes.
in that moment we
Hurt-
related to them.
Hurting
Yeah.
your babies, and Moodang is a baby.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And this is Xavier seems to be attacking Moodang here.
Ugh.
What is coming off of moon? Oh, that's water splash.
That's the water that's been inflicted upon it. I like the moths being powered by human brain computers somewhere.
Yeah. The moth.
Amazing.
That could totally be a comic idea. That's good stuff.
Come on.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's great.
The Mothman prophecies.
Oh, there's your Ice King.
That's the real Mothman.
So sad.
There he is.
What's this guy say? Who is this?
It's
Stop motion Napoleon Bonaparte.
Wait, does anyone else actually know who that is? Because I do, but
No.
No, I don't know who that is.
very good, Alex. It's the referee from Celebrity Deathmatch.
Oh, it is.
I am
Yeah.
impressed by how
Oh, wow.
many references Alex does get. That is a wealth of cultural knowledge.
It's the Garfield and Odie. Beautiful.
Terrifying.
All right, let's see. What do I say over here? I'll widen this out. Do you guys have to be smart to navigate my page? I don't want any W's. You got to be willing to take the ultimate load. That's right. Oh, man. All right, you're next, Jake.
It's always a sad day when a woman comes between two friends. I'm resisting thinking about it right now because I will tear.
Very good combination.
One big long tear.
I like the combos here.
They came out of my third eye.
Oh my god.
Oh my god.
What relationships are like this in the movies? I'm like Guts and Griffith, but they break down because there was coveting. I might Google Stalker's Manifesto.
He's always getting his ass kicked. I don't want to spoil too much, but there's a lot of emotional punishment as well.
Right.
Alex, I think the merging of quotes to create a new thing is a good direction.
Yeah, I like that.
Yes. I love us being put out of context. It's great.
Yeah, being out of context is the best.
The power is in your hands to
especially
destroy
on
us.
the internet.
Yeah, that which never happens. Everyone is very honest about what you say, and
This is actually entertaining out of context and not infuriating. Gaslighting.
Yeah, this is joking, not gaslighting. See the difference?
Oh no, they're waterboarding Moodang.
There we go.
This is a snake dragon. Yeah, it kind of looks like Trogdor. Kind of looks
I
like
don't know what
Trogdor.
that is.
You know Trogdor?
The Burninator?
Yeah, you know him, Jake?
No.
You don't know Trogdor?
What the fuck is Trogdor?
You found something that Jake doesn't know? A pop culture thing that Jake doesn't know?
Does he have that
an
name
animation
because he
related
trogs the
thing?
door?
What's the website that Jake? It's like this special website everyone talks about all the time.
Are you trying to set up something else I don't know by making a vague a question as possible?
No. You'll
you
know
don't
the
know the
website.
website that everyone's talking about?
You'll know the website if I say it, but I can't think of it what it's called right now. It was like all
Blacks.com.
Flash animation. What?
Flash.com?
Blacked.com.
Not black.
No.
Animation website?
It was flat. Yeah, it was all Flash animation.
Oh, Newgrounds.
With the
Yeah,
email
Newgrounds.
every week. I hope that it.
You don't know Strong Bad, Jake?
Oh, you didn't say strong bad.
Yeah, Homestar Runner. Trogdor is the dragon.
From a female. Oh, man.
Well, now we have to watch this.
And not from a female. Hey, Strongbad, can you draw a dragon? I want to see your skills of an artist. Okay. Well, G2G, guys are from California. The dragon? That's easy. Feel free to follow along with my simple step-by-step instructions. I make drawing fun. To begin, draw an S for snake, or dragon, or whatever. Next, we'll draw a more different S.
This reminds me of Irene's shorts.
Yeah, this is definitely the level of explaining that I'm
Irene,
doing.
you got to do it in Trogdor's voice from now on.
Yeah, people will definitely not be confused. I'll just draw along with me. This is how you easily, with no effort, draw things.
This is making me realize I have a friend who actually does speak like Strong Bad.
Strong
but he's
Bad?
not doing a Strong Bad voice.
That's funny. Let's see how this goes.
It's I think most South Americans kind of end up talking a bit like this.
yeah, he's got that wrestling mask too.
For the head, put a top mark on a long V.
I think I might know
Then
who
you
you're
have
talking
legs, draw on a couple of arms. And, whoa.
What the?
Wait a minute. I think I need to start over. Thing doesn't look natural. Okay, starting again, the same way. S, more different S. Close it up real good at the top for his head, and then, using consummate V's, give him teeth, spinities, and angry eyebrows. Now you can add smoke or fire, or maybe some wings, enough. He's a wingling dragon. Let's put one of those beefy arms back on him for good measure.
Oh my god.
It looks really good. Coming out of the back of his neck there. Now he needs a name. How about Trogdor the Burninator? Oh, yeah. Check out all his majesty. There's my dragon, Kaiser. Let's see how the other students are doing. All right.
Coach.
What do you got for me, Coach Z?
Take a look there. I think she's looking pretty good.
I said consummate, V's. Consummate! Jeez. Guy wouldn't know majesty if it came up and bit him in the face.
It happened once.
Strong man. You just keep doing your thing, man.
The face is on the chest.
Get out of my house.
I do what I'm told.
Oh, crap. I didn't know you were doing one.
Oh, sure. I think I've improved on your methods a bit, too. I employed some chiaroscuro shading and...
I'll improve on your methods.
What? That's not an improvement.
Trogdor strikes again.
And it goes on to a song.
You know something that's funny? That's like early YouTube, right? Is that even like 2006 or 7?
Dude, yeah, I think this is pre-YouTube, I think. I don't know.
Wow.
Oh, yeah.
Because he was on his own site, homestarrunner.com.
Yeah,
Amazing.
it's funny because it's wholesome, but at the time it wasn't wholesome. At the time it was like dark and like edgy.
Yeah, teachers wouldn't want you to go on homestarrunner.com in school.
Yeah, and then now after everything that's happened, we look back at it. We're like, mid 2000s, just internet tomfoolery. It was
When things
simpler
were
time.
innocent.
Yeah. It was like this and ISIS decapitation videos.
They were big. Yeah, they're the biggest watched things
Good
on
old
the internet.
days.
Paradigms.
Yeah.
No
Exactly.
chill.
Yeah, my girlfriend was going through like streaming service stuff, trying to find something to watch, and they had Faces of Death on like one of the things on the smart TV or whatever.
Wow.
Just watch
It's bad luck to watch those. You gotta watch out.
It's like The Ring, right? You have to watch it in a mirror, right?
A
You put the
mirror?
Yeah, you put the mirror over your
throwing
shoulder.
Salt over your shoulder every 5 seconds.
It's like Medusa. You can only look at her in a mirrored surface.
It's one of the things you can get inflicted upon on Twitter. You can get the rot of all the gore. You like find one and you're like, huh, this is horrible, but I'm oddly intrigued. And then you keep going and you're like, oh no, this is horrible. It's like there's that, and then there's the jab version.
Yeah, I hate that.
Where
That's
just,
why.
for some reason, so much like hour-long Japanese porn videos, one after one. They're just all that.
They are on Twitter.
The entire video. For some reason, people upload like the entire like hour-plus long video, and you just scroll to the next one and the next one. And it's like all of them.
And this is on Twitter. I never.
It's
seen
well
it.
researched.
I think we have different feeds, Jake.
His Twitter feed is all Japanese porn videos. You heard it here.
I'm trying to make it that by clicking like as much as possible.
Next week. So next week I might be traveling, so I'll let you guys know. But I'm supposed to host, so I'll need a pinch hitter if I can't make it. And
we can pause so we're not without you. But
maybe we'll go every other, just this once or whatever. But I have an idea to just go down the Twitter account called Wild TikTok, I think is what it's called. And they're all great. They're all so good. And they're all like psychologically charged and relatable.
What is it? Wild?
Like I was looking at one. It says how it feels like waking up at midnight from an afternoon nap. So that's obviously a terrible feeling, you guys. I'm sure it's happened to all of us. Relatable.
I'm sure we'll have lots of deep philosophical discussions and useful takeaways by watching a thread of TikTok video.
I love Pear's. Some of Pear's shows are just reading an hour of reading sentences.
Let's just look at something for an hour. There's no story relevant topic. It's just this is a fun Twitter account.
Great.
Hey, look, we gotta get through these shows somehow, I guess.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can't.
The show must continue.
I can't think of anyone else to read their quotes. We read all of Napoleon Bonaparte's quotes, so
There is no one else.
Start making up Napoleon Bonaparte
He
quotes.
said all the quotes.
Again.
It's like him and Genghis Khan.
Yeah.
Do a Genghis Khan quotes episode.
Kill. All right, guys. Well, that was a great show. I hope you guys enjoyed it.
Thank you, Phil.
I hope
really
it
was a good
stimulates
show.
your
You did a great
mind
job.
a little bit. Next time I'll have more visual aids and stuff like that. But just some stuff I was really digging this week. And if you guys are creators out there, keep on creating. Let's put out some more awesome stuff this year. I'm super hyped on it. This weekend I'm going to be sitting down and doing a lot of work. And we'll tune in tomorrow for the Diaz Brothers show and Bancroft show. We're having a good time. Louie's back. We got another question for Louie. So
I love Louie.
Stay tuned for that. I liked how I don't know if you watched last week, Jake, but Doug seemed amused by Louie. He guessed his favorite ice cream correct. So
who did? Me?
Doug Mankey. When he was on, we played the Louie clip for him. Yeah.
What did he guess? I guessed Rocky Road at the beginning, and like 3 other people did, including Bancroft. So I was like, you know what? Rocky Road's got to be a shoe-in here. But what?
It was just chocolate.
Oh, yeah. I suppose Doug Mankey, he knows men. He
He's a manly
understands
man.
the people. Like he's like, no, he's a chocolate guy. Chocolate.
Exactly.
Chocolate is the worst ice cream flavor too. So Louis is fully wrong.
What is this? Is this the wild?
Yeah.
This is what's to come?
This is wild TikTok. It says, when he's asked me what's wrong 3 times and I say nothing, so he gives up, but I was going to tell him the 4th time.
What?
I look forward to bringing a shotgun to the next episode and keeping it in my mouth for most of this.
Oh my god.
It's relatable. It's psychological.
It's so relatable.
I get it. Yeah. Oh, I get
Work
it.
it into your script. You're welcome.
I agree, Matt.
I'm
All
gonna
right, guys.
bring a lot of alcohol.
I know, we got to get Rini drinking again. You haven't been boozing enough.
That's your goal. That's why he's doing this.
2025.
Yeah.
So we gotta either shoot ourselves or drink ourselves to death.
I'm going to see if we could redirect you guys somewhere. If not, I'll see you tomorrow. Have a great rest of your night. And
Yeah, if not, just go look at some hour-long Jav videos on Twitter. They're so good.
Wonderful.
enjoy that. Peace out, everybody.
Bye.
See ya.
Let's see. We got this outro right here.